I always like it when I work with somebody new. When I say new,
Are you thinking about building your own fight stick? Then go for it. It's a perfect way to dive into electronics, design, and hands-on creativity. Pick an enclosure, for the dub plate, or the mini dub. Now DIY builds means full control, easy upgrades, and your own personal style. Join an amazing community of makers, artists, and gamers and be the builder of your crew.
Danny still not able to close it out.
my God. Issei has a Hail Mary.
Holy cow! They did it! Oh my God! King Ray Jr., you can't be doing this. Actually,
Oh my God.
He's not dead.
Okay.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Breakout with Street Fighter 6 Captain No Fun reporting for duty, and in the booth with me is Ramen Hoodlum. How you doing, my friend?
I'm chilling. I'm excited for another Friday, another Street Fighter. You know how it goes down at Breakout, man. It's gonna be exciting.
Oh, we do know. We've been doing Street Fighter Week 30. We've been listening to you people at home. You asked to return to the streets, and return to the streets we have.
Yes, sir. And it's gonna be pretty exciting this time around, especially too. I remember I got just like a little quick notification just shortly before this whole thing started that we actually managed to get $100 in starting prize pool as well, on top of all the clothes that are being claimed at Matcherino. So big shout outs to the support there for sure. It's gonna raise the stakes a little bit. We got some heavy hitters, a lot of the returning players as well coming in every week. So big ups to them as well. And it's gonna be overall very exciting. I'm looking forward to a lot of these matches we got going on here. I'm just checking out the bracket and it's looking pretty fire so far.
Okay, well, okay, you can't just leave us hanging by saying the bracket's looking pretty fire. Who are you excited to see play today?
Okay, well, I mean, we got, the usual suspects coming in at Breakout. I mean, you got the lazy boredom, right? You got the weekly people, Jack 22 coming in to see slowly.
Hold on. Let's put some respect on the name. Breakout champion number 29, Blazy Boredom.
Okay, all right. My fault.
No, that's okay. It's okay. We just got to put on the accolades. Speaking of the accolades, let's go ahead and check out the leaderboards. We still got Ruffian MX with a whopping 8 championship titles, moving down to EC at 3, Rosek at 3, and then moving down Liquid O, Mix X, Knuckle Dew, and then so on and so forth. It's definitely been a Ruffian's time. Ruffian is an online demon and has been destroying not only Breakout but also Paragon and any other Street Fighter tournament you see here. And it's just going to be a matter of time when we see this guy back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And just looking at the overall leaderboard here, too, the one thing I actually do enjoy about Breakout more than any other online tournament I've noticed is that there's a large amount of diversity and unique players and character picks that are constantly showing up every single week. So you can just see all by who shares, the one win title, just how many people show up and how many different people actually can take the crown every single week, which is always very impressive. And you can always see the pick rate coming in here as well, just how diverse we are at Breakout, man. A lot of these niche characters show up in full force. You love to see it. Obviously, number 1 there with 36 picks, Cammy. No surprise there. But then we got Kimberly, a really interesting pick, followed by Terry, Yasmin, and Zing if you round out that top 5. But then you look at the bottom 5 as well. Marissa, Ken, Elena, Alex, Sagat. These are a good mixture of like the usual top tiers, you would say, versus also a lot of those more niche picks with the Marissa. Yasmin getting a lot of rep here at Breakout too, so you gotta love that. Overall, this is why I'm always so excited every week to watch, because of the sheer diversity, man. It's so good.
And we don't see a lot of Mai or JP, you know, some of the villains. We do see a lot of Sagat. Now, Ramen Hoodlum did talk about how we're seeing some people that have graced us before. Definitely, we got Lazy Boredom back in the bracket, but do my eyes deceive me? Is that the Noah the Prodigy in the signups, mixing it up with us?
Your eyes are not deceiving you. That is indeed the man himself, bro. The Green Demon, the Green Drive Rush Menace, bro. This guy has decided to show up and just become an absolute terrorizer of this bracket. There's no surprise he's gonna go far. But we do, like I said, have the other real top tier players coming in here. Lazy Boredom as well. We got Ramen. You have Shadow Force coming in. Like a lot of the usual people that are showing up every week to try and get that little taste of the high level players here. So it's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun, and this is one of the reasons why Breakout is such an interesting place, because anytime a well-known player is going to waltz in. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to our first match of the night, Aki versus Zangief. And this is going to be a very steep climb for our Zangief player, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, we already are seeing a little bit of that struggle coming in here. Zangief, man, he's a really solid character, but the gaps in his game plan is just so hard to just kind of get in. Ooh, super armor straight through all of that to at least start something here. Got him to the corner, but we slid right out there.
And that is definitely one of the things about Aki. She's a very slippery character, but Dan, what I've been noticing is in these early matches, they've been testing a lot of Aki's long recoveries, going to the armor moves. Oh, well, right now we're going to go do it for the ODSBT. Will we spend the meter? And no, Dan recognizes we don't want to burn ourselves out.
Nice smash on Oki, at least release some of the pressure. Nice read on the command grab with the neutral jump to take first blood. Zenmu getting good reads over the Zangief here to at least take that first round.
It was definitely a really good read from Zenmu just because of the fact that they were so close to life. Any sort of command grab would have killed them. And Dan trying to play that long walk off a short pier, jumping, goes for the wheel kick one more time, dips into the drive impact just to try to go through the Serpent Slash.
Nice air to shut him off. Drive reversal here to at least get him off of some of this pressure. Good jump over the DI too. We're getting a little too over reliance.
We are. Dan's starting to show their cards a little bit. Zemo Trigger able to get the pickup. Goes for the throw one more time. There's the knockdown, no pull in, and we're going to go ahead and bait out the level 2. Excellent read on the situation. What did you say?
Absolutely. So we can start to slowly tell the game plan coming in with that Zangief, right? He's a little bit more aggressive with the buttons. He's willing to at least take a lot of those huge risks on Oki, on mashing. So, you have to immediately try to switch gears here and try to adapt differently to the game plan. And Zenmu is doing so successfully for sure.
One of the things about Zenmu is they are doing a great job of staying at the ideal Aki range of right there, what we were just talking about before, crouching heavy kick, but as Dan is putting Zenmu in the corner, that's where they want, but unfortunately, Dan's just not able to get any offense sticking well until now.
Absolutely, we got him slowly into the corner with a nice little life lead, and then a surprise overhead is going to do it there. And still in it, making sure he's not going to make this a win, an easy one for sure.
And Dan making sure that we are going to slip those long buttons, but he went right for it, Ramen. Oh, we finally scored a drive impact.
Taking some big damage with the grapple too on top. Making sure he's chucking those overheads, keeping him nice and, a little bit wary on top of what side he's going to have to block on here for sure on Oki.
That's actually pretty good for Dan. Zemo Trigger getting out with the drive reversal, but still not able to do a lot of damage. And there's the wheel kick one more time, burning him out. And one of the things about Geek cannot do very well is get that chip kill. So I'm wondering how hard is Dan going to sacrifice her life trying to get this victory? You crazy! No!
Way with the command, with the Tundra Bear there. And now we are in a really good spot here, maintaining the awkward we mentioned until we got whip punished. Understanding heavy punch there from Dan, tying it up 1-1, going to the immediate final game here.
You know what saved? You know what saved Dan? What made that possible? The 11,000 health pulls that Zangief had. That was the only reason why Dan was able to walk away with that victory.
Oh no, for sure. It's very forgiving with that health pool if you're willing to make some of the mistakes and big call-outs, for sure.
Wake up!
Command grab again.
Wake up, OD. Dan definitely dipping into the green stuff right now. 1.5 bars left. Goes for the wheel kick. Gets stopped one more time. Zen, are we blocking backwards? We are. Good tag. Don't get close. Do not get close. Play the keep away game.
He's playing real patient, knowing that he's gonna get really desperate, but not enough HP to armor through with the DI. Then we're going up here, set point potentially in this game.
Dan definitely only has 1 meter. Zangief's level 1 is not the best. Using a regular throw to put him closer to it. Not even spending the green stuff. Pushed away. Drive impact. Oh, this is really bad for Zenmu, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It's real scary. They're getting real scared of that command grab, but a nice reaction there for the counter DI. He's got to chip away that drive gauge and get up some good leeway and space here.
This is your last ride. Let's go.
Cash out as much as we can. We are in burnout. We'll only have one more hit left on the table though here. And a wake up DI is not enough to armor through that sweep. We're going to a final game, final round in just the first set here. We're starting to play a little bit more slow, stabilizing the neutral just a little bit there from Zenmu. Getting a little scared, no punish though on the drive reversal.
And that's the thing, when you start to get scared, you get blocking. And when you get blocking, you get grabbed. And Dan going for the air one more time, slaps him down. That's, oh my god, no jumping, no big body slap, but there's the drive impact. This looks like, no, what?
No! We whiffed, that was definitely a missed input there, and we have a real good chance here from Zenmu. Wake up CA here, do some good damage.
Damage is pretty good, but most important of all, Zenmu is going to get that distance. Now Dan has to go ahead and go the oh my god, drive rush to the sweep, double drop kick, and Dan manages to get the victory, come from behind, and now we're at 2-1.
Yes sir, just one more game is what Dan needs here to close it out. Zenmu, I mean, he has a good game plan overall. He definitely knows what he should be doing against his Zangief, right? Like you mentioned beforehand, that mid-range is definitely what she excels at the most, but man, he just does not care about this game plan. We're driver rushing forward, we're making some big moves over here.
It's not just that, it's also the fact that Zenmu Trigger, whenever they want to hit a button, they will hit a button. There's no pause, and because of that, Dan, they are the type of person to jump at frame 1, and they're able to jump over so many serpent slashes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're mentioning that too, like you're noticing like both players are playing like very committal, like going all in on whatever they decide to press. It's making the game extraordinarily, high risk, high reward here.
It's high risk, high reward. This is definitely the type of game. Okay, Dan's blocking that.
Oh, unfortunate there. We definitely tried to do a drive rush forward there, especially with the accidental dash up.
And Zenmu Trigger doing everything that they can to make sure they don't burn themselves out. And unfortunately, that jump back made him take a bit of damage in the drive gauge and the life as well. Dan getting the corner and the burnout. This is going to be all they wrote unless Zenmu can pull the trigger to something really big.
Ooh! During the
in between the gap! In between the gap, 720. Someone churning the butter, and Zenmu making sure that they're lactose intolerant to that big final atomic bus stop.
Oh my goodness. I mean, props to Dan for sure. I mean, we were definitely down in that momentum, 100% in that first game. It really looked like Zenmu had a lot of the game plan established with that Aki Zangief matchup, but then Dan just kind of became much more turned up in the games as we progressively advanced in this set. He didn't really let up on a lot of those like middle actions. Obviously, you're playing a grappling character, that's kind of what you need, but he was never deterred by any of the offensive pressure that we showed, as well as some of the hard counters. I mean, when you get countered as Zangief, you guess wrong incorrectly once, you're the one that's going to be losing so much of your life, and yet this guy does not care. He will DI in your face after empty jumping. This is just how it goes for him.
That's the thing. Dan understands Zangief's durability. 11,000 health that we talked about before. So even if you make mistakes, you can recover. I remember a great analogy from Zero Syndicate is that big characters like Zangief trade in their health as a resource.
Oh, absolutely. And we talked about during the men match too how forgiving it kind of makes with the high health pool. Some of your mistakes are a little bit more forgiving because of you don't do as much and you can take a little bit more of a beating with your, hard 50-50 call outs. And so he understood that very, very well. Like there's nothing else to really say and mention. He decided to go for it. Oh, it didn't work out. Well, we're going to do it again. And it's going to rinse and repeat until we eventually get, the health pool kind of compounds on top of each other. And eventually you will lose first before I do in just that battle of attrition almost.
So that's going to be Dan moving on deeper into the bracket. Zemo, unfortunately, will be dropped into the lower side, but that's how it be. It is going to be an interesting Street Fighter 6 tournament just because it's really lazy boredom story. Can they get the double win 2 in a row, or is no other project going to pick up an easy $100 off of this tournament?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is kind of the storyline that's really starting to gear up between these two players for sure. Lazy Boredom is consistently the one that kind of comes in and whenever he does and just kind of takes the cake a lot of the time in these breakout tournaments for sure on that Marissa. But no other prodigy obviously just unexpectedly kind of coming in. That's always a nice surprise, man.
Yeah, Agree Turns playing Cammy, one of your favorite characters, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir. I gotta love a good cameo here and there. And especially with how well represented she is at a breakout, it's always a good thing for me, man.
Versus Mr. Get It Done, that's going to be playing Luke. Now, this is the king of the Scrub Killer loadout. We got Luke on Modern. That is a no-effort combo, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is very convenient on a certain Modern characters, right? Like, just the amount of hit confirms you can do, as well as just the easy anti-airs, especially. Like, it's very accessible Modern, and for a lot of times. It is also very competitively viable, so this is no slouch whatsoever.
Mr. Get It Done going for, and this is what we were talking about. Just the fact that Mr. Get It Done spends double meter for the OD fireball and then easily DPs gets the kill. Luke is so basic, and I mean that it is a strong thing. You don't want to think of a lot of elements. You don't want to think about a lot of layers. You want a guy with a hammer, and it can hit you very hard.
Exactly. I mean, it simplifies the game plan a lot. And so, obviously, like you mentioned, the mental stack gets removed a little bit less for him, too. He's not looking for too many things in here.
As long as you're in the driver's seat, you're going to be doing a great job. Greasy Turns finally able to get the momentum in the match. Good parry, avoids the burnout. And that's a beautiful call out, but unfortunately, Greeter Turns forgot the level 3 is on deck, which you can cancel into off of the charge knuckle. And now we're not only down in life, but burnt out.
I mean, it's all the more easier with those modern reactions as well, you know what I mean? Like, it is so hard to kind of reaction check anybody that's competent enough using this control scheme. And a nice OD overhead there. He's got to seal the deal. Getting first blood on the board for Mr. Get It Done.
Now, a little bit of a reminder for everybody here at the Breakout. Whenever we do Street Fighter 6, it's going to be first to 3, best of 5.
Gotta love it. You see a lot more adaptations on the way with that series as well.
Now they're trading and Agree to Turn, spending a lot of time in that left corner. Finally gets it out through the cannon spike. Oh, cannon strike stops the drive impact. Agree Turns does not want to test it. Cammy is so good off of Oki. I'm very surprised Agree to Turns did not continue their turn.
Oh, and the pressure is on, and once again find ourselves burnt out and slowly into the corner here. It's not looking too good. Have to wake up with level 1 here to at least show some level of disrespect against this Mr. Get It Done game plan. We burnt ourselves out in the turn 2.
Good throw for the knockdown. Mr. Get It Down, yeah, wants those fireballs in and hits the dragon uppercut. One thing that I'm seeing that's missing right now with Agreed to Terms, especially with how fireball heavy our Luke is, I have not seen a single back fist.
Yeah, such a good tool in his arsenal there for sure, but maybe perhaps he doesn't feel like he needs it in this matchup particularly. You know, whatever he shows on the table is just good enough so far.
Unfortunately, Mr. Get It Done is up 3 rounds in a row, so some sort of adaptation is needed to jump in, spiral arrow one more time. Now we do the double dash into the throw, keeps it going, and that's going to force the OD, which is very good for Agree.
Burnt ourselves out trying to push him into this corner. Does so successfully, but now we're going to have to play a little bit more passive here, because you're going to get afraid to get that whiff punish just like we saw here. You can't get a little too cocky with your button presses here.
Oh, that's a beautiful check. One more time. This is parry. Gets thrown more. You get it done. Keeps the offense going. Agree to terms. You got your own gun. Oh my god! That could have been. This is it. This is absolutely it. Don't spend the meter. Okay, spend a little bit of meter. A little bit of meter is okay.
Just a little bit is all we need here. Level 1 is gonna seal the deal. Tie it up here 1-1 in the second game. Now 1 meter, but it's okay.
It turns out to jump in, gets the crossover one more time, unable to check the miss parry. No whiff punish, Mr. Get It Done. Really favoring that 1-1 combo to push themselves forward.
Yeah, Mr. Get It Done is utilizing a lot of those spacing traps there with those buttons specifically too. And managing to get a lot of whiff punishes because of it.
Some traps is represented plenty. Walk in, there's the drive impact, Mr. Get It Done. Are we going to try to burn ourselves out? So, oh, save jump instead.
Nice little thick throw back into the corner here. We do have CA back online here for Agree. Scary, 1 hit is all we need for both sides.
Especially since this is the final round situation. Anything can happen. One more throw. Will Agree spend the meter. They go for the light kick. I don't think this is going to kill Ramen. Even with critical art, that is a heavy scalable button.
We started off that combo with that low forward, so the scale is going to be really big. Just a smidgen of health.
Watch out.
But we're burnt down. Any special move, yeah, it's going to do it there. Mr. Get It Done barely closing that game out, setting himself up for a 2-0 position in the set.
I really feel like Agree to Terms was trying to go for a burnout chip kill, especially anticipating some sort of fireball from Get It Done. I don't know why they went for Hooligan instead. I would have gone for back fist, but either way, it would have been Get It Done's match.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely trying to catch him off guard with the Hooligan more than anything to see maybe if he's reacting to that at all. But no, we just woke up with the DP. We're very committal on that, so unfortunate to see. And looks like the continuing here with that safe jump.
Yeah, the safe jump was safe jump and overhead because typically we just go for we default to down back, and Mr. Get It Done landing that throw. As my friend Sly Coco says, he loves to call that move the jumping heavy punch, the hammer of God.
Ooh. I like that actually. That's a pretty fire way to call the button.
Yeah. If you do, you gotta credit him. Credit Sly Coco.
Yeah, shout out to Sly Coco for that.
And walks forward, and again, Mr. Get It Done slowly inching away. If you play Street Fighter 6, especially when you're in the neutral game, any button that advances you forward is such a good button. And Luke has a lot of them, just like how they got a lot of meter with that level 1, putting Agree to Turns on the opposite side of the screen.
Yeah, but Mr. Get It Done needs to look at a little bit of that drive gauge scenario. Imagine chipping him down here and forcing a little bit more of that offensive pressure back into the corner here with a throw. Now you gotta start guessing.
Again, blocks the dive kick. Unfortunately, because of the airborne state, that throw did nothing. Agree to Terms getting away with murder.
Let's go right back into this corner. Gonna have to fight our way out here. DI is on the table here too. One more good guess is gonna do it.
Moving in. This should be Agree to Terms. I believe they're going to have to use a level 1 just like last time. Spend a little bit of that meter, puts ourselves in a final round situation. However, Agree to Terms has not gotten a single game against Get It Done, so I'm really interested to see how they're going to adjust.
Yeah, a little bit of deja vu from that last one there too. The exact same way we closed it out. I'll have to look for better adjustments overall here. We're getting the right whiff punishes and good buttons, but we're just not fully capitalizing on those hits.
Agree to Terms using that long range of Cammy to win out neutral. Goes for the whiff punish. Not there yet. There's the DP. Mr. Get It Done's modern reflexes have modern reactions. Woo!
A lot of pokes overall, but a miss input there from the back medium punch. That's not what we wanted. We have to push him into the corner here.
I don't know if we should have committed for the full DRC just because we're burnt ourselves out against Luke. Luke is so good at not only getting plus frames. All right, Get It Done. Gets thrown one more time. Still Agree to Terms. Has a lot of health to spend with it. They're going to be off of burnout really soon.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the tides have turned here with the drive gauge too. We burnt ourselves out to try and get one good guess. Oh my god. The knuckle charge as well is going to do it.
I would have just whipped the level 3. I would have just done it, man.
Just off of reaction, see him charge that up for sure. But I mean, with the mental stack and how it was going, you could definitely see Agree to Terms didn't really know exactly what kind of option you want to fully commit to, and just waited a little bit more too passively in a lot of those offensive situations. And that's unfortunately what costed him that set against get it done there.
Yeah, agree to terms definitely was on the receiving end. It's very weird to watch Cammy having to be not the aggressor in a match, but when you're playing against a pretty competent Luke player on Modern, you definitely want to increase the respectability a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Whenever you play against any competent Modern player, that's the number one thing that every single person is always, talked about, is the way you play and have to approach the neutral is just significantly a bit more different, because it's just a one button away from that answer every single time. I'm pretty sure Mr. Get It Done didn't really miss any answer that he was attempting trying to go for as well, so you could definitely see a little bit of that struggle on the side of Agree there. Oh, and man, just the sheer amount of aggression from Mr. Get It Done, just a little too much for Agree to handle there.
Mr. Get It Done going to continue on in this bracket. And let's see, they will be fighting Gert Freak 87. Meanwhile, we're getting much closer to building up our top 8. Noah the Prodigy is in winner's quarter of the pools. Surprising nobody. Nobody's pretending that Noah the Prodigy is the underdog, but Shadow Force could do something, doing some major damage with their Kimberly. So let's see how it happens as we navigate the Ed matchup.
Absolutely. Definitely a regular visitor here at Breakout with that Kimberly for sure. So it's always a pleasure to see him back on that sticks every single week with that Kimberly especially. Definitely getting some good buffs again too in this season around.
Mac playing Ed, one of the more technically involved characters, a highly well-rounded character, can fight in the distance. Using it to keep it close, and Shadow Force spending that level 1, avoid the corner.
Good break and a good way to box him out. Checking the teleport into a solid first round there from MacDeck.
MacDeck doing a great job navigating the Kimberly matchup. Wow, what a whip punish from Ed.
Ooh, charged up heavy, a little bit of a flub, but it's okay, we recovered. Trying to just fish with his whip punishes consistently here.
Force gets the knockdown off of the gainer, maintaining our plus frames, gets the throw reset off of the dash, and those are going to be plus frames after plus frame.
Ooh, okay. Oh, no level 2 perhaps?
Oh man, what a confirm. Hitting 2 jabs into the level 3 to break the drive impact. This is going to be MacDeck's first game.
Good recovery overall here from MacDeck. Definitely a little bit of missed inputs it seemed like. So just getting the juices flowing in our hands a little bit, but the reactions were still there nevertheless. We closed that game out pretty convincingly here from MacDeck. So good on him, especially with that DI reaction there too. We're gonna see just how Shadow Force has to adapt to this game plan here.
MacDeck off a really good start, managing to get Kimberly out of the air, and it really shows that they feel pretty comfortable in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the higher you go here too, like the levels are just getting shown, right? Like the experience of all of these players slowly starts to turn out a lot more, apparent and more niche counters too to a lot of these matchups.
MacDeck managing to get out of the corner. Shadow Force spaces the slide. MacDeck with the punish, but there, Shadow gets the parry, but there's the whip punish.
Get some good damage, good corner carry here. Tries to go for the whip punish once again, but no reaction this time around. Ooh, nice real hit confirm there with the counter hit into the bait on the level 1. We adapt from that first game, especially 2 there. It's a good recognition. Still maintaining that momentum here from MacDeck.
Alright, Shadow Force applying the pressure. Needs to get some rounds on more. Get a game. It's plus frames, but out of the way. Oh, every time Shadow Force wants to go in, MacDeck just comes in with a better button for the situation.
Ooh, just barely there on the timing there for the Shin Dream combo, but we're showing that we have it. You gotta be scared every single time with this Ed, man.
Super ramp push to give ourselves a little bit of distance. MacDeck decks him with the perfect parry. Here's the level 1, finishes it off, and that's going to be 2-0 MacDeck over Shadow Force.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Like, this is just really, really solid, like, textbook Ed gameplay, right? Just fishing a lot with those good mid-range buttons that he has, trying to consistently whiff punishing, which he does so successfully, and the overall wall of defense he has on too that allows Kimberly to just not get anything on him. is really impressive, but we have to have another game here to close out the set so we can see a little bit more of that adaptation coming in from Shadow Force.
There's the neutral jump, and MacDeck stopping the parry one more time, and good use of the turnaround. Shadow Force not blocking the DI, and here comes MacDeck, super ready.
Big jump to seal the deal, continuing the pressure just a little bit there. Catches him pressing. Lupa once again, maybe jump into the low this time, and the mix just doesn't stop. Set point up now from MacDeck.
MacDeck has won every single round that we've seen. I honestly believe that they feel comfortable fighting against Kimberly just because look how high Shadow Force's rank is.
Oh yeah, for sure. The experience is coming in 100% in this matchup. You definitely tell too, a lot of it is also the player matchup as well. MacDeck is just so aware of a lot of those potential options that we're seeing here from Shadow Force. He's just reacting and checking every single time.
Oh, the people's elbow. See, normally you'd be safe, but not against the long lives of the Ed and the flicker jab. Shadow Force has to be very careful what button they get because you can see how quick on the attack Mac is.
Okay, we found some sort of a hit here into converting to level 3. Give me the buff and the damage here. Recovering from that drag gauge as well. Slowly gonna even the odds just a little bit. Remember, you're still in set point. He has the A. One hit is all it's gonna take here, so you're gonna have to make sure that the offense is airtight.
Unfortunately, their offense might have been airtight, but their defense wasn't. Once again, Mac-10 goes to the toes with a crouching light kick, and with the critical art, that's all they wrote as Mac-10 takes this set 3-0.
I mean, such a fast-paced game. 3 games just went by in an instant there. But, I mean, it was a good shot overall from Shadow Force. You know, we definitely saw a little bit of the attempts overall, rotating our offenses a little bit there with the different ways they approached the neutral. But MacDeck was just so aware, checking every single time, whether it was a teleport, it was a drive rush, and just anti-airing every single jump hit. It was just so hard for him to get in on MacDeck.
Not just those, but also the people's elbow, doing a great job checking the drive impact to not only stop it, but get the level 3 to cinch the game. But Ed does so well in this matchup just because his limbs and his flickers are so long, meaning that anything Kimberly does, it has to be big and it has to be risky.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit more committal actions have to be done in this matchup for Kimberly to try to get a leg up in that matchup for sure. Unfortunately, just couldn't do so successfully, and MacDeck manages to take it comfortably 3-0, advancing onwards into the bracket. Shadow Force, good try, but we're going to see him hopefully again in that loser side for sure.
Yeah, now we're going ahead to winners quarterfinals as the top of the top people start filtering each other. As we're going to separate who's going to move top 8 in the winner's side and top 8 on the lower bracket. I always say lower bracket a lot. Robin, are you more of a do you like saying winners or losers, or do you like using your own terminology?
I do find myself just saying winners and losers. Like, that's just the most direct thing that a lot of people can like recognize easily instead of like upper and
I
lower.
I do too, but to me, I find myself saying lower bracket a lot just because we keep saying drop, and like when I say drop, you fall. And when you fall, you go lower. And now it is the man of the hour, Noah the Prodigy, playing Luke, not even showing mercy by playing a secondary. It's just the main. Noah the Prodigy wants the money and wants to get out.
No, of course, bro. Even if it isn't the money, the pride of being first is all that matters to this man. We're already starting off pretty hot here with a good whiff punish here. Back into the corner again. Neutral jump, reading the grab. Again, too. Oh my goodness. The bait here from Noah the Prodigy, setting a good precedent just this first game.
You know, I bet you TOs love the fact that when a pro player comes in here, just because of not only does the pro player like really add the drama, but things are going to be moving really fast. Look how Noah the Prodigy is navigating this match. It feels like every move Beasto does is the wrong move. Outside of that armored headbutt.
Oh, and another armored headbutt to add in a little bit of fault to the injury there. But now we're burnt out. Oh, and a good trade from the DI, but couldn't convert into level 3.
And look at this. Noah the Prodigy doesn't care. Noah the Prodigy is one of those players where, you know, we normally go, uh-oh, burned out. But Noah the Prodigy, this is business for him.
Yeah, this is his comfort zone to be burnt out for sure. He's very comfortable playing that offensive pressure for him, to do that, right?
And not only that, just because they're playing Luke, who, as we talked about before, he has so many advancing buttons. In addition, he has the run. So the character can move around and still punish things and attack multiple sides of the screen without the drive gauge.
Little shimmy. Once again, the bait on the throw. Beasto is getting a little too antsy there with the throws, especially.
And now Noah the Prodigy making sure they answer throw with throw. And there's the perfect KO with the double charge punch. And Noah the Prodigy on another round with a perfect. Beasto. And this is the time where, you know, when I'm getting my butt kicked like this is where I'm retreating in my brain like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what do I do?
Oh yeah, I mean it's frustrating and it's hard, especially in these moments where you could definitely feel like the flow state is in the favor of your opponent. Just every single good read they have is just always somehow right, and every move I'm doing is somehow incorrect. It's a terrible feeling. You gotta find a way to shake out of it, but Noah's not allowing this to happen whatsoever.
Now Beasto does have the life lead. Now E Honda is another beefy character, has 500 more hit points than your average Street Fighter. Went for the sumo slam. There's the level 1. Really though, Beasto is doing everything they can to get some sort of offense going, but Noah the Prodigy cashes in on that level 3 critical art on deck. Won't kill. It's gonna be really bad for Beasto.
Just got pixel of HP still in burnout, so a special move is all we need. Yeah, and we only had a level 1 there too, so obviously it's not projectile invincible. That's a bit of a checkmate situation there from Beasto, unfortunately. Now Noah Prodigy's upset point.
That's one of the things that Ringe like to talk about and is a beautiful analysis. A lot of pro players will let themselves get hit just to make sure that the opponent depletes their resources and then able to counter because they understand how the drive gauge builds on a fundamental level.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a really wonderful little mind game that you have a lot of times. You allow yourself to get hit or just continue that combo a little bit for sure. You have you're forcing your opponent to start guessing a little bit with the drive gauge scenario as well. Beasto, imagine take a round here and I'm stabilizing a little bit of that momentum on the team.
Yeah, at least you're able to stabilize, and Beasto is going to go ahead and be sent to the corner. Nor to the Prodigy, understanding that Beasto is playing a little bit more aggressive, so you can see how they're walking away, and it gets on a Honda. You could do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you're able to play patient and just wait and just kind of sit there and manage to react correctly, like a lot of Honda's moves just kind of get stunned out really, really easily.
Not to mention when you block a headbutt, Honda puts himself in a negative RPS situation. Here's something pretty negative. Being dizzy in the corner, knowing the Project is going to clean this up. Might need the level 1 to finish it out, which we will, and that's going to be one level 1 on the board, 1 round away from moving on.
Seems like it's a little bit now. We're starting to see a little bit of the momentum go back in Noah's favor. Finds a little bit of that low forward with punish into the grab. We're going back to step 1 here. Doing so successfully, good damage on board. Managing to hit the overhead, but not being able to convert.
No, the Prodigy punishes the headbutt with the drive rush jab, and again, I want to say this should kill.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Noah the Prodigy taking it on 3-0 to advance on over to the winner side of top 8. I mean, it was a good try overall from Beasto for sure. This guy is a
Beasto got around.
Yes.
Beasto got around. Beasto got around. I mean, like at the end of the day, you got to celebrate what you win, what you did well. Beasto playing a lot more aggressive, which did force Noah the Prodigy to adapt. But this is just classic, you know, hyper consistency. Everything Noah the Prodigy did was superb. Look at that, using the heavy punch to chase down.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. The conditioning was very tip-top here for Noah, for sure. Managed to establish a lot of the options that he was going for early on. And just kind of making him guess just incorrectly at the worst times possible. It just felt so bad, that momentum overall for Noah against Beasto there. Virgo shot, obviously, from Beasto. This guy's a regular for Breakout. Repping that Honda as always. Gotta love to see him. And we probably were going to continue seeing him on that loser side of top 8 more than anything here. I have no doubt about it. So we get to hopefully, you know, cross our fingers to see more of that Honda later on.
So Noah the Prodigy already on winners semifinals in the top 8. I have a hard time not only seeing Noah lose, like be dropped to losers, let alone see Noah not win this tournament. I have a hard time, but it's possible. Not discounting it.
Always,
hard time.
Always a possibility.
Always.
Street Fighter, man. Anything can happen. It's a magical game.
So Ramen and I, before we were talking about, before we came live, we were talking about our mains, and Ramen is actually a Cammy main. And I got to ask you, is the Cammy player original or classic costume? I mean, classic or new?
I'm kind of a classic. I always usually just do the classic. For almost any Street Fighter character I touch, I always just kind of do, the second outfit, the classic outfit, more than the Street Fighter 6 original one. Not to dump on it, because they're all really good.
Dude, I really like Cammy's, like, that fit is so good.
Yes.
Like, the characters glow-ups are amazing. I don't think there's any bad.
It's, like, probably the best redesigns they've ever done for this game. Like, I'm being so serious, like...
Even Chun-Li getting rid of like a lot of the iconic Chun-Li stuff is good, and they like Ryu still looks simple, but he still feels like Mr. Karate-gi. Like, you know what I mean? It's
like the vibes are all there. The silhouettes are maintained. Like they put their whole foot into this design, man.
You are a character designs connoisseur. I could tell. You know why?
How so? Tell me.
Because you said the word silhouette.
I see.
Because that is the key. That is why the Team Fortress 2 characters are so good, is because you could understand them by their silhouettes. And to me, Street Fighter 6 is above like a lot of fighting games, especially over like a lot of 3D fighting games. The characters have very distinct silhouettes, and not only like their body size, their height, but also how they stand and where they put their center of gravity.
No, 100%. Everything you just said was so correct. I'm just nodding along as I hearing you because all I hear is facts.
Do you follow Sugar Punch Design Works on YouTube? They're so good at this.
Yeah, I watch occasionally of some of their videos too, and it's really good to watch, man.
Hey, speaking of people with distinct silhouettes, we got the big brick house that is Marisa versus the slender femme fatale Manon.
Really interesting matchup we got, man. Obviously, first and foremost, two characters that you kind of hard to see in a lot of online tournaments and major tournaments for Street Fighter as a whole, right? Kind of underrepresented, not as strong as people say it too, as a general consensus, but good to see it because this is Breakout, man. You're gonna see these matchups a lot.
One of the things about these two characters, they both have very similar weaknesses in terms of inability to get in, lack of an invincible reversal. But because of that, since they both have similar weaknesses, that means that they are going to not have to worry about it with each other.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this matchup is like a comfortable matchup for both players. Like if you play either of these two characters, you're kind of like down to play this matchup.
Yeah, it does feel like a a solid 5-5. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but this might be an even matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely...
Just because, like, one of the things Lazy Boredom likes to do is Gladius, but because of the lower section being vulnerable, and Manon's sweep is really good,
oh yeah,
she can navigate that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, even if it isn't, like, technically even, it is probably, like, one of the most even matchups in the game. I do not doubt that whatsoever. And you can start to see a little bit here too. Tie it out 1-1, going to the final round, just the first game alone.
Miggy Smalls already has 3 medals, and Lazy Boredom wants to corner Manon so aggressively, but we have to be careful of that level 3 on deck. Is Miggy Smalls going to cash in a little bit early, or are we going to go for it as a kill shot? Here comes Lazy Boredom, hard knockdown, drive rush overhead, and the drive reversal once again comes into play.
The game slowed down just a little bit, trying to find a good button, manages to do so successfully. We got build up enough meter. Yes, sir, we will. For sure gonna kill here with the level 3. Lazy Boredom gonna take the first blood, up 1-0 in the set.
By the way, I'm looking over at Miggy Smalls' costume choice, and I just gotta say, I think Capcom is waiting for another quarter when they think their earnings are a little bit low for them to go, all right, swimsuit costume pack 2.
Yeah, no, it's the freest money. Whenever they want,
it is the freest. Like,
easy.
I mean, so what was the last one? Elena and DJ?
Yeah, that was the last two.
That was the last. It was only 2. It was only 2, and that made like a crap ton of money.
Hey man, it's their red button, and they kind of
yeah. The red button's like the ultra red button is swimsuit edition. Okay, bam.
I mean, Tifa's coming out in 2 quarters. Like, hey man, hey. You, me, we all know we're gonna buy that skin if it comes out ever. Come on now.
Lazy Boredom, hard knockdown one more time. Uses the plus phrase. No, Miggy Smalls not able to find any sort of recourse, and Lazy Boredom a second one. In that tangent, Lazy Boredom took the entire game.
Yeah, a lot of the. It seems like he got a little bit of the download complete there, especially in that second game, man. It was only like not even 2 minutes, and that whole game just went away in a flash here. Miggy Smalls has to kind of recuperate here, try to slow down a little bit, and try to find a little bit of a.
That's the opposite of slowing down. Miggy Smalls is speeding up, and I think that might be the answer just because Marissa also has really bad options in terms of reversals. And if you let her dictate the pace, this is what's going to happen to you. Drive Impact should be on the deck, and Miggy Smalls goes for the big read, but the giant charge heavy punch is going to keep him in the corner. One more guess for the situation.
And a simple throw will do it. Top ourselves up here for set point for Lazy Boredom. Seems like really after that first game, he just understood exactly what he needed to do to kind of destroy this Manon.
Now it's Lazy Boredom introducing the big armored buttons. Big damage right away. Miggy Smalls is going to be near burnt out in the corner, and Lazy Boredom understands that and is going to apply this relentless Marisa pressure. The moment Lazy Boredom gets the burnout, things are going to get really bad.
And that it will target combo and keep it nice and simple there to seal the deal. Lazy Boredom taking it home 3-0. Advance on over to top 8 winner side. I mean, once again, this is a heavy hitter, consistent heavy hitter in the tournament as well for the Breakout community. So, I mean, it's not really a surprise that we're seeing him advance that quickly into this bracket here. But, I mean, it was a really good shot from Miggy here, especially in that first game. But, man, yeah, something that Lazy Boredom just saw instantly just made him go, I need to end this very quickly. Because I can.
And one of the things is just because Lazy Boredom understood that Miggy didn't have a lot of answers to Marisa's Oki and pressure. So the moment Marisa was scoring the knockdowns, that's when Miggy had to do like bigger and bigger options just to get back to an even state. And Lazy Boredom, it was just at the optimal range. You could see him with the charge heavy punch. And ultimately, that's going to let him take the victory.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we were talking about it throughout this whole set, right? Both these characters kind of operate the same way, where they kind of lack a lot of ways to get in, but they also lack a lot of defensive options on Oki. And so, like you mentioned, they're going to have to wake up and do a really big committal action just to get him off of you, and that always carries a risk. And with how much damage these two characters can pump out, it makes the matches go fast like that. So it's very scary overall, and we can see just how fast Lazy Boy was able to take that set home.
Yeah, it is. Those are the type of matches you don't want to see as a tournament viewer, but those are the matches you want when you're a TO. So let's go ahead and look at the top 8. We got Noah the Prodigy, Greater Freak 87, and Lazy Boredom completing our 3 out of 4 winner side, and we still have more of the top 8 to build.
Absolutely. The bracket has been, panning out real smoothly here, and we got a lot of interesting matchups that's been happening. Obviously, we didn't get to see how Greater Freak 87 was managed to get it in, but just looking at that bracket, it was a really close set, 3-2 against Mr. Get It Done there to get into that top 8 spot. So I cannot imagine this is going to be an easy climb for any of the players to try and grab those last 5 remaining spots in the top 8.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ramune is fighting Mac Deck to determine who gets the final winner's spot, and then our losers was just going to have to battle out to fill out that lower side. Oh, the drama really is. We're waiting for it, right, Ramen? We're waiting for the Noah the Prodigy Lazy Boredom match. That is what we're looking for, and I'm going to tell you, it is a steep climb for Lazy Boredom just on character choice alone, because Marisa doesn't have the tools, a lot of tools needed to excel in the top tier, and every tool she's missing, Luke's got in spades.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, it's very exciting. They're going to be projected to meet in winners finals, so obviously they're going to be nice and they're sitting there nice and pretty in good standings just by default in order to make it there to play against each other. I'm very excited to see how that match is going to pan out, but we got a lot more matches on the way before we even head over to that top 8. Seems like we're going to be covering a little bit of the loser side coming up soon here.
We are. Looks like we might be seeing some Yasmin before we move to the top 8. I don't know, but hey, if you like what you see, make sure you go ahead and donate to the Matcherino. Tell them about it, Ramen.
Absolutely. Every week we do it, man. It's free codes to claim to be able to support these players for sure. And we're already starting off real hot here too. Only I believe it's like, 15 remaining left on the table here. So you guys are showing up in big numbers here for support. So you gotta love that. Obviously as well, we started off with $100 on the prize pool by default this time around. So big shout out to the support comment in for that. These players grind their asses off every week just to be able to get the pride. So if you put in a little bit of that money, I'm sure it's gonna make that victory a little bit more sweet for them.
And make sure you contribute. We have 15 codes left, chat. And of course, we got to thank Craze for dropping in $100 in the pot. That is all because of viewers like you and your support, and our sponsors, such as Okazeme Coffee, One Shot, Energy Drink, and a lot of others.
Oh, you gotta love Okizeme Coffee, man. These guys come out and support literally everything. It's insane.
Everything.
At least for me, coming in the Chicagoland area, like every smaller local FGC stuff.
I hate you. You have access to Baron popcorn. It's not fair.
Hey man, just move on over to the Chicago area. What can I say? It's not.
Have you had Baron popcorn?
Absolutely, I have. Come on now. It's just too good, man.
Some people don't. Yo, this year they optimized. This year was my first Frosty, and that was also the year he cleaned up the ordering process. I'm so happy. We got like 6 bags.
I mean, you have to. Yeah, that's the bare minimum.
Ultra David told me about the Pop Rocks one. That was good. The root beer. But my wife and I really like the Thousand Island flavor, the salad dressing.
Ooh, that's a pretty interesting pick, actually. Surprisingly, a lot of like the dressing flavors for popcorns actually hit really, really well, especially from Baron Popcorn.
Well,
those guys do it real good.
I feel like, okay, so like, are you more into savory or sweeter flavors?
When it comes to popcorn, low key, I do more savory than sweet. Because I feel like sometimes if you go like on the savory, like the sweet route, it gets like a little too much. I don't know, but it definitely makes it feel like popcorn is like more of a dessert snack than like a savory snack. It kind of goes both ways.
I feel like with sweet that like my tongue gets beaten up a lot more.
Yeah, it's like pretty overwhelming sometimes, like how strong it is.
Yeah, because we did. I remember that feeling where my wife and I we did this really good brunch, and everything that they offered was rich, hearty, delicious, and the first thing the thing that gave out, in addition to just my stomach being full, was just the flavor palettes was just like my tongue's like give me a cracker, please.
Give me a drink or something too. Like I need something to
not
wash
even
it
a drink,
down.
like wash it up, but just like something plain like rice.
Rice with the popcorn. I like that combo. I definitely understand that feeling. I mean, it's like the first like couple handfuls of popcorn you eat is like really, really good, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, maybe I gotta wrap this up and save it for later because it could be a lot.
That's us too, where we don't buy a big thing of one flavor because like I'm kind of over it, and so we'll get a lot of small things because I want to try more. If I'm able to go back, I got red velvet. I got red velvet dead to rights. I'm getting that. Or some sort of cheesecake or a key lime.
The key lime and the red velvet are really good. I've had those at this past Comic Breaker. It's really good. Those are like, especially key lime, it's like a little bit more on the lighter side, so it's not too heavy, even though it's like more of a sweet dessert type of thing. So definitely, if for anybody watching who has not had the blessing of Baron Popcorn and you managed to find it.
Ramen, we got a question in the chat. Question for the commentators: considering the recent changes, would you think it would be wise for all the Ed players to consider switching to men? Wait. Okay.
Men?
Blood. I think you might need to retype that.
That's definitely an autocorrect. I'm trying to see what you meant by men. It's a bit of a clue, a bit of a quiz game over here.
Yeah, I was like, is that a meme question? Like, switch to men as in, like,
I mean, it could be. It definitely could be, too. I mean,
I bet you it's one of those questions. Like, you ever have that where you type this amazing question and you realize after you sent it and the guy's reading it, that it's a typo? You're like, no!
You're like, oh my god, bro. Like, I cooked up such a good question and this is what the game returned. Like, oh, you hate to see it.
All right, so Greater Freak with the Yasmin, sporting the alternate school uniform, and Noah the Prodigy does not care, takes him to school with that first round. Winner semifinal, too. Oh, wasn't a typo. Isn't it be wise for all the consider switching to men?
I mean,
overall, wait, is that like Ed players should switch to liking dudes?
Maybe. Perhaps this is what we're talking about. I mean, if we were to answer it like a bit more seriously for a second, should ed players even in general switch to somebody else? I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people always talk about like the recent nerf of Snatcher and whatnot being super nerfed for him, but like I don't think that was like pivotal for him as well. Like I think a lot of the nerfs were like, you know, necessary and made him a bit more easier to deal with, sure, but like if you're an ed player, you can get around that pretty easily. And like all of his buttons are the same.
I'm so sorry, Blood. Like, first off, whenever I read, I am guilty of anytime someone says something sarcastic that I take it in earnest. So
Yeah.
Just because I'd rather be made a fool of a joke than to say like to misread an earnest attempt at sarcasm.
Yeah, like it's better to read something a bit more seriously and take it like answer sincerely, with the potential hope that you did, you know, guess correctly on that, than like take it as a joke and not be like ignoring the potential earnest question like you mentioned.
No, but let's get back to it. So look at this. Noah the Prodigy already opening it up with a neutral jump heavy kick, already taking Greater Freak to the corner. And Greater Freak got caught mashed, but Noah the Prodigy still manages to take it.
Pick up TP to get off of you, release some of that pressure, finds a drive rush heavy punch, one of the biggest things about this character with all the forward advancing moves. You mentioned it beforehand a couple steps ago, forward advancing moves in this game just do a lot of the heavy lifting, and Jasmine is filled with them on her kit.
And yeah, Greater Freak doing a good job at least stopping it. Noah the Prodigy understands that Greater Freak spent a lot of meter, wanted to press a button, and that's that quick decision making. Greater Freak spent the drive gauge to burn themselves out. You know they're pressing, and thus you're going to DP. Like, I don't know about you. If I'm burning myself up, I'm not going to drive rush do nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You might as well just go Hail Mary it for sure, especially if you know like there's no other choice with the driver situation, like to do some sort of reversal instead. It's a really common tactic that gets a lot of people off guard, so definitely understandable. But a nice little cross cut there with the EX.
Yeah, cross cut. That's so good. Not only knocks Noah the Prodigy out of the air, but puts him in the corner. And Greater Freak, again, look at that. Noah the Prodigy recognizing the distance from the drive rush. They're burnt out, but this time they're burnt out on the buttons. And Noah the Prodigy, level 1, putting them on the opposite end.
Still are burnt out, so you have to buy a lot of time, but just chuck out those fireballs, it's gonna seal it. Noah the Prodigy going up set point here, potentially onto the winner's finals if Greater Freak doesn't have an answer to this.
Greater Freak uses the stand jab to find to stuff him, and Noah the Prodigy finds the perfect parry, finds the corner, goes for the throw one more time, and neutral jump still gets caught by the charge knuckle.
And again with the EXDP, we're keeping it real stubborn on Oki here, trying to represent that option, wake up option again with the level 1 here too.
Greater Freak keeping one super in the chamber for reversal purposes. I like that decision. You can't really get a kill, so don't use all your resources right your way. Here comes the boomerang. Noah the Prodigy holds on to that parry for the throw and still gets caught by the OD.
I mean, it's crazy stuff overall, but we got the mash into the level 2 here. Even if it doesn't kill, it's going to be chipped, but no, it absolutely will. Noah the Prodigy setting himself up for winner's finals position here. Top 3 minimum finish just like that. 3-0 against Greater Freak's Yasmin here for sure. So good on him for doing so. And a good try nevertheless from Greater Freak as well.
Yeah, Greater Freak definitely showing us like they were not scared to mash. A lot of Noah the Prodigy's drive rushes were stuffed by their buttons and also just not being afraid to reverse. That was really good from Greater Freak. And we could just see in this first round, you know, the round that we talked over because of men, Noah the Prodigy was just running rough shot in the left corner.
Yeah, and the first 2 games too were just very structured and just textbook gameplay, right? Just seeing what we always see from Noah, a lot of that high level, high pace aggression there to keep him constantly guessing and making as many decisions as possible, increasing the likelihood that you guess incorrectly and you get punished for it. So he did a real good job with those first 2 games. Stabilized a little bit from Greater Freak, but it just wasn't enough to break that lead. So you gotta take that home 3-0. We're gonna see Greater Freak once again on that Yasmin, of course, on the losing side of top 8 in a short bit. But nevertheless, man, wow, like it's moving by quickly.
It's moving by between this and the lazy boredom matches. A lot of these sets are not only quick, but they're also one-sided. Like we're seeing a ton of 3-0s.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure most of the matches that we've seen and streamed so far are almost all 3-0s there too. It shows just how, you know, dominant and how much of a there's levels to this. Like, you could be good, but there's always the next step in that ladder that makes it a very big difference between 3 players.
Here we go. We have Ramune, who did very well in Breakout last week, representing the Terry Bogard, another highly versatile character. And it's going to be interesting how Lazy Boredom navigates the immense toolkit that Terry has.
Yeah, especially with even more buffs added to Terry's kit here too, it makes him even that much more impressive to deal with. But it seems like Lazy Boredom is not deterred by that whatsoever. Classic Shape Jump, bait out that ODDP, it's got Seal a Deal, getting that first blood up on board.
Yeah, but see, now Lazy Boredom has to think, Ramune will do the DP. But definitely, you know, when you're close to dying, that's when some sort of reversal option happens, just because you realize, hey, if I don't do this, I die. When in reality, you want to be doing the riskier options early, because if you miss, you can still keep playing.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a bit of that, like, you know, mind game, like you mentioned. If it's so obvious that you're gonna do it near the end of the match, doing the exact opposite is just definitely gonna throw him off their game and continuously make him keep guessing.
But it's also because you're able to pay for that mistake a lot earlier. Lazy Boredom, though, is going to continue. There's a safe jump setup, really depleting the life gauge and the drive gauge of Ramune. And this should all, if she wrote, hit us with the Roman Reigns. Ooh, that's going to be the first one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just structure. What can I say? Like, a lot of it is just kind of like the run-of-the-mill kind of tactics and strategies you're seeing a lot. And it's up to Ramune to be able to make sure that he doesn't become complicit in his game plan. He has to prove it.
Ramune going ahead, going a little bit in and out, staying at that comfortable range. Lazy Boredom with the longer button. Power Wave introduced. No check on the Superman punch. Ramune slowly being cursed to burn out, but the burn knuckle gets him in.
Ooh. Showing off the buttons, the rare buttons from Marissa, actually using the full kick. Command grab onto the parry there too, getting some extra damage and drive gauge there too.
Ramune walking low, walking back, doesn't want to get any whip, hurts him in the gray stuff really soon. Ramune needs to keep the offense going, and they will. That will be the round. Saw the armor, went for the throw, and Lazy Boredom not able to react in time.
Good patience overall there from Ramune to be able to just wait and see kind of the options we're doing. A lot of times on the drive rush cancels there from Ramune so far, we're keeping it real airtight, you know, low forward jab, kind of bait out anything, and then low forward again into absolutely nothing to bait out whatever we got.
Lazy Boredom, I like what happened after the quick burn. They did the dash back, anticipating some sort of throw on the reset. Ramune really close to burning themselves out one more time. Gets so close to the current. That's the burn knuckle, but it's so misspaced. And Lazy Boredom will go for the safe jump just because we don't want to use the level 3 since they're down a game. I mean, down a round.
Ooh, found a good hit. I saw Rita going to CA there, recover some drag gauge, but no, we're going to save it. Get clip with the overhead. We're going to go to a final round on game 2 here.
No, we're not going to use the CA if we're not. It won't guarantee us the game, just because Lazy Boredom understands that the level 3 is Marissa's best way to close out a game, and you don't want to do that when you have another round up on deck.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Ramune did have a good potential shot of making it back with that jab conversion in the previous round, especially since he also had CA up. But both parties were just kind of respecting each other and just choosing to save the final, you know, level 3 for the final round here.
Ramune again gets caught with a misplaced burn knuckle. Lazy Boredom punching into the air, baby. Better be very careful. Good TP from Ramune and goes for the throw. That will be the knockdown.
Ooh, drive rush jab to try to bait out something here. He's getting a little bit antsy. Throw him to the corner. One more guess here. Nice break.
Lazy Boredom knows they could really, if they get one opening, if they get one big stun combo, ooh, they understand. They understand they can milk this. Where's the drive impact? They go for the Superman punch, but Ramune had that scouted with the power geyser.
Patience paid off there in that second game. Ramune was able to react correctly there and react with the wake up super to seal a deal. Tie it up 1-1 now in this set. We're going to have a long one potentially here.
Lazy Boredom. Wait up. That should be a 1-1. Ramune took that one.
Yes. 1-1 should be.
Yeah, 1-1 should be.
With punish
on the whip throw. Yeah. Ramune backing away.
I'm liking like the willingness to just sit there from Ramune too, especially on the drive rush punishes. A lot of times people get really antsy because of the fact that they know Marissa has the command grab, but his willingness just to sit there and just take it almost is working out in his favor a lot here.
Ramune turning up the heat. Just at the moment where Lazy Boredom has to commit to a big option. Wants to steal their turn, but gets clocked for their troubles. That's the thing that Ramune is doing. They're playing patient until they understand Lazy Boredom is low on life. Because at the moment, that's when Lazy Boredom needs to do these big committal options. If Ramune could get the kill while forcing some sort of super out of Lazy Boredom, that's a win, double win for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he's turning off the Justice a little bit there. Good whip punish to push him into the corner. Now we're going to have to start boxing. Good whip punish. Counter hit there with the standing medium punch. Have level 2. We're going to spend it all. Absolutely, but it's not enough, actually. We couldn't build enough meter to actually get the final hit there with level 2.
But that's a whole lot of life that Lazy Boredom has to recover and a whole little life that they need to protect. Oh, they can do this, though. They can do this. They got a CA on deck.
Oh, my goodness. Into the DI with the stun. We have CA. Keep it nice and pretty here. Lazy Boredom. Gotta manage to scrape it up here. Leading the set 2-1 in a real good comeback there in that second round.
Look at that. Lazy Boredom going for the miracle. That's going to be 2-1. And Ramune understand, like, hey, they had that. They had that. But, that's the thing about Marisa. She's able to just thump out so much damage reliably. Yeah. And Ramune needs to be careful, not only about what they're pressing, but when they get burnt out. Because that's when Lazy Boredom turns up the heat.
Yeah, absolutely. He did a real good job, Lazy Boredom, just altering a lot of his moves in that small little interaction there we saw from the final round there to make sure he just couldn't guess correctly on anything. So real good on him there with that clutch factor. Ramune still in, of course. We've shown how much of a fight he can put up against Lazy Boredom and Risto.
And remember that both of these people fighting for the privilege of going up against Noah the Prodigy. Ramune chopping him down with the low lights, backing away just to see a whip punish. And there we go. Oh, but we didn't complete it.
Yeah, we're a little too spaced out there to complete the combo with the standing medium there. But a good DP there with the Superman punch.
Ramune looking to bring us to a game 5. Lazy Boredom wants to at least take this round, get the burnout. It's going to be pretty good, but Ramune gets the crack shot. Back to neutral, and we bet it all, but Marisa's health was just not high enough.
Good recognition there with the jab to continue mashing in order to break the DI and seal the deal there.
Deep kick, Lazy Boredom though gets punished. Ramune, a little patient, stumps the button right there. This time they are properly spaced out.
Good jump back on the throw there too, but not the jump back for this command grab here. Slowly trying to represent more in that option there too and make a bit antsy.
Also, hey, I just got a word from our from production that $20 was donated by Fur Coats and Hairlines. Thank you very much for that money. The prize pot just got bigger. Let's get it to at least 130. Come on, 2 more codes. Give us 2 more codes.
Absolutely. Good to see all that support coming in here from folks outside watching in. Gotta love it. Especially for good games like this.
Lazy Boredom has the momentum in the corner. There's the whip punish. Big heavy lands it in. There's a level 3 going in. And you know what we want? We want that burnout, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Good recognition for him to stop it a little bit early. Get some damage, but more importantly, push him into that burnout scenario here. Force him to make a real big option. Good reaction to the DI with the level 1. We have 2 more chances here.
Right. Is Lazy Boredom going to do that? We can force the super one more time. We have a lot of health. And again, we use the level 2, and Lazy Boredom calls out at it. And that's going to be Lazy Boredom moving on to winners finals up against Noah the Prodigy. The match that we predicted that was in the stars has come true. It was written in the fates, and it's going to happen right now.
Yeah, I mean, a real good fight coming up here for Ramune, of course, in that set. Keeping it real close, not making it easy for Lazy Boredom to go up against Noah here in the winner's final set. But man, everything seemed like it was going pretty good for Ramune overall in this entire set up until just pretty much that last round. It just seemed like just 1-2 reads was all it took to kind of make the complete turn against his favor there.
It was, and just one of the reasons why it was at the moment when Lazy Boredom was a lot more patient, respecting Ramune a lot more, going from the level 1 and the level 2, blocking both reversals, and ultimately Lazy Boredom is going to be moving on to winners finals.
Of course, and we will see more of that carry coming up here on the loser side of top 8, so don't you worry if you want to see that. For sure, He's got to be sitting nice and pretty in that losers quarters waiting for his next match, of course. So he's going to have a next chance here. We're definitely going to see more of him, so stay tuned for that. And now we might be going into the loser side, unless we just go straight into winners finals as well. Either or, it's going to be a pretty exciting match as we're going to see all around here.
It is, and looking like we see in the lower bracket, we see Beasto. Remember the E Honda, that that No Other Prodigy sent to losers. Iron Knit, we haven't seen them. BJR, Ramune again, and Greater Freak. So these people are going to, people that we saw lose in more recent matches, still in it, still making that top 8.
Of course, and we're just going to have to see who takes that final spot in that loser side of top 8. The match is currently going between Mr. Get It Done and Shadow Force, so tough to say, really. I mean, both these players are really, really good. They show up consistently for these tournaments as well, so definitely have an idea of how to play this matchup more than anything. So I'm curious to see who's going to, take it out and fight off against the E Honda specialist over there in top 8. But man,
Beasto's pretty...
what's up? It's just been fun. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's been going by real quick, super dominant matches, but overall, as we're getting closer and closer to the top 8 progression, we're going to see a bit more of that closer matchups in general, right? Closer sets, tighter gameplay overall is nice to see.
I mean, that's when Ramune was able to take a first game off of Lazy Boredom. So, yeah, the sets are not going to be as dominant as nor as it should be, as we got the, we're coalescing some of the bigger players. But here we go, Iron Knitly with the Luke versus another Zangief.
This time, the Zangief is going to be maybe a bit more of a problem here against Iron Knit. This matchup overall, definitely in Luke's favor here. He kind of runs away with a lot of these options, especially just in general as this character archetype, how they work and how they function. It's a bit hard for him to do much.
BJR has to go something risky. There's the Siberian Express. The heavy sweep was ripping. Iron Knit looking for that one hit, that one little tap. That could have been it. That was a whiff DP.
Well, that was a scary anti overall, but it seems like we might have the momentum slowly shifting in our favor. Clips the low, finishes his food, and actually BJR will be the one to take first blood in this set.
Knocked out, drag out match right there, but Iron Knit continues an early lead, taking him to the corner, and this is where BGR doesn't want to be, but any Zangief who's worth their salt has to feel comfortable in the corner.
Of course, you're going to have to fight your way out with very few defensive options on your side, so you're going to have to get a little creative, definitely get very, very risky on what you have to do, just like that. He was not expecting that, light kick to actually connect and mistime the command grab, but we go for another one instead. It's all good.
Yeah, Iron Knit doesn't have a lot of drive gauge, so you can see BJR going for the riskier options, wheel kick, and again goes for the throw that Iron Knit manages to evade.
Yeah, good read all around there from Iron Knit, tying it up 1-1 in this first game here. A real close overall. I mean, the momentum shift just gets really, really scary for BGR. As with any good Zangief, right? Like, as soon as they get one good read, it feels like the game's just over.
BGR going in for the final Atomic Buster. Great call, but Iron Knit, again, what an amazing read. So not only are they going to do some big damage, they still got level 3 on the deck.
The optimal combo going in, submitting that level 3. What is the answer? Is it going to kill? Yes, sir. Give me those 7 letters as well.
That is the answer. The answer is ouchies, mabouchies. As Iron Knit gets that first game, triumphing over BJR, but BJR still staying pretty competitive. But they gotta be careful how they navigate when they press their buttons, because Iron Knit has these ranges scouted out.
Of course, and he's doing so successfully. Getting one more of that momentum with the drive rush now. Once again, finding ourselves in the corner, but a nice little command grab is gonna even some of the heavy HP department. Oh my goodness, a wake of the eye here pushes him right back.
It's gonna be -6. Okay, big damage right there. BJR gets DP'd on. Iron Knit wants to throw, but BJR so good using the armor of Zangief, and again they went for the jumping knee, and it was thwarted for a second time.
Yeah, I mean, the more and more you start to see how these two play, the more and more like Iron Knit is becoming very, aggressive and all in with their decision making, especially on the Oki. It's kind of what you have to do against the Zangief. We mentioned beforehand too.
Throw. Iron It gets corner one more time. BJR has the level 2. We can reverse. Good use of the charge punch. And there's a charge punch of Iron It, putting him right back into the corner. But bam! We got a power drive.
Yeah, mistimed a little bit there on Oki. He's going to have him punished a little bit, but the position's looking still good. Good punish on the sweep here, too. We have enough meter to kill with potentially with the level 2? No.
I don't think Iron It can use the level 2 just because they still have... Actually, no, they want that second game. BJR has CA. There's the pile driver. And Zangief can deplete your life within a moment's notice for that reason.
Maybe potentially a good call there with punish with the sand line kick into the Siberian. Big damage up on board. Now we have to fight our way out here, but we already spent so much of our drive gauge here from BJR. We recognize this too, so we're gonna go straight into the level 3. Good recognition on that drag gauge. Cover some of ours as well. Would have been burnout. It's looking all but close potentially here for IronNet.
Yeah, IronNet not going to go for the drive rush cancel because they don't want to be burnt out, and BJR has to be very careful what they want to do. IronNet needs to keep their offense gapless.
Nice little overhead snap in the neck. He's gonna bring us up 2-0 in this set here against BJR.
IronNet 2-0 doing an incredible job just navigating the range of loot.
Yeah, I mean, it was fearless there too, because we all saw the 3 turn into a CA on BJR's side, and we all got scared, but not him. He just decided to drive rush cancel continuously, and looks like we have a character swap actually from the Zangief to the Marissa.
And Marissa's able to skip neutral a lot more thanks to Superman punch, but IronNet already with a perfect parry off the first move of the round.
Yeah, sure, he's not deterred by character swaps it seems like, but we're gonna have to see how he responds to the offense of Marissa.
Knocked down from BJR. IronNet stuck in the corner one more time. Remember, IronNet's in the lead with 2 wins, and BJR has so much ground to climb.
Dash up back throw to put him back into the corner, gain some ground here too while we're recovering from burnout. Now you gotta start guessing yourself. Good throw again too. We went for double OD. Not good at all because now we're back online here, and a nice little whiff punch is gonna do it. Setting ourselves up for set point here for IronNet.
IronNet understood, like, hey, I have to use what I can and also avoid my opponent. And they are navigating the spaces so well.
Yeah, for sure. This character swap did not do much for him. He's ready to go. Almost in burnout already, too. So you know he's going to apply this pressure. Let's just find that low. Continue into the level 3. And it's looking like a deja vu from the previous game.
Oh, it is. It is, especially with IronNet on the winner's side. BJR being hyper cautious how they advance, and IronNet toying with their food. Just wanted to use the drive impact for style points. DDTs and plants them in IronNet. Moving forward in losers.
Man, oh man. That was a set, especially with the Zangief. And it seemed like the Zangief just wasn't working. Not enough reads. He wasn't reading him correctly there too with how much committal actions he was doing on Luke. So he started to go for the Marissa, but it seemed like he was just so ready instantly there, especially with the first interaction with the perfect parry on Superman punch. I was like, man, this guy is not deterred by anything. He is so locked in to advancing on over to the top 8. It was a beauty to watch.
It was, and just it looks like IronNet is not the Noda Project is not the only good loot player in this bracket.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you could tell by this point, a lot of these players are really, really competent tournament level players. These guys go to a lot of different tournaments, I'm sure, in their own local area as well as online. So the competitive mindset there is super refined for all of these players now in top 8.
Now, losers top 8 has already started to show some traction as IronNet will be fighting Greater Freak, and now we have Beasto and Shadow Force is being prepped on deck.
Yes, sir. So Shadow Force did manage to take that set over Mr. Get It Done 3-0 actually there too. So it seemed like it was pretty, well done there from Shadow Force. Obviously a good try from Mr. Get Done. Obviously from seeing him play pretty well on that winner side as well. So Until next time for him. But now we're on to the present with Beasto against Shadow Force, the Honda and the Kimberly matchup.
What a weird matchup, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard to really say like how this matchup goes. I mean, obviously we might have some idea. Like Kimberly probably has a bit more comfortable time approaching and whatnot, but I mean, this is typical Honda. Like Honda is kind of to me, Honda always serves as like the darkest dark horse in this game for some reason, right? Like he always shows up and either does surprisingly expectingly well or not at all. Like sometimes it's such a drastic character.
That's just because like Honda's toolkit is so good at stomping beginners. Headbutt and butt slam alone are any new Street Fighter player's most hated moves.
Right, but obviously when you're this experienced, you know how to deal with it. And sometimes a Honda will still manage to find his way through, and you gotta respect that.
Somehow.
Of the grinders. Yeah, like somehow, some way. It's like written in the laws of Street Fighter 6.
Oh. Well, Beasto is waiting, and on the left side, they'll be playing the Honda. Shadow Force has the Kimberly. Both of these players are very good in their own right. It's just that they had the unfortunate experience of fighting someone like Noah the Prodigy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, on one hand, as a competitor, it's always nice to face some of like the top class players because of the fact that it's such a rarity. Sometimes you don't really get to see them perhaps online, and even if you do compete in the same online tournament, meeting them in bracket is also a different story. Offline is also the same exact thing. So on one hand, you're like, oh, nice, like I get to play against a top level player. I get to see what they do, see how they think. But on the other hand, you're a competitor. You want to advance into this bracket, and sometimes that feeling of oppression just from having to play against those types of players is just really, really hard, right? But overall, you gotta look at the bright side and just try your best at them.
I mean, that's all you can really do. It's not like a miracle is going to happen. I mean, it could, but you have to be in a position where you could take advantage of these openings.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And so we'll see how it goes. I mean, we obviously are talking about Lazy Border and Noah the Prodigy a lot. That's like the main storyline that's happening. They're gonna play each other in that winners final set. Well, I mean, it's not like these other guys are all slouches, right? Like these guys are really, really good. You mentioned the Iron Knight, not only potentially the only good Luke player in this bracket, so who knows? You might see him as well. Maybe pop out in grand finals. Maybe do a little bit of an upset for other players to get to that position in the first place. Like we'll have to see. That's why it's so exciting with how these brackets go every week for Breakout.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Beasto's opponent Shadow Force to make an appearance, but regardless, we just want to thank everybody for coming in and not only donating, but watching Breakout Esports. We have a tournament literally every day of the week. So if you love to see games like Tokon, Tekken, Street Fighter 6, you better go on. Speaking of Street Fighter 6, we're going to go right to the match of Beasto versus Shadowfang.
Boy, oh boy, we're about to see how this matchup goes, really. I mean, it's hard to describe exactly in detail how this works, but we're going to see how these players interact with it. Already off to a good start here from Beasto. Pushing him into the corner already and stealing a turn with the OD headbutt.
Not only stealing the turn, but we're just getting a few of those knockdowns thanks to the headbutt planted.
Wow, that's still anti-air too.
I mean, duh, it's a good move like that.
My fault. I wasn't aware of how good the hit is. Ooh, big whiff overall. Doesn't get the correct punish though. Unfortunately, drops a combo into the level 1 wake up unsuccessfully. We're gonna burn ourselves out for this, but we find ourselves mid-screen and we just do it again. My goodness, Shadow Force is definitely singing a different tune here in the second round.
Well, that's just because Europe is one of those characters that respects a lot of people from independent nations wanting to carve their freedom.
Oh, of course. How could I have not known? A nice little DI. Tie it off. Going to a final round here. Both parties spent a lot of meter there too, so it's actually kind of fairly even in that department as well.
Yeah, usually I spend at least no meter until I'm in the final round when I do it.
Yeah, like that's generally like the basic game plan for most people is like you kind of respect each other's like options a little bit. Like unless you know it's gonna kill in mid of the round, like you just kind of save it to go match even into the next round for sure.
One little sliver of life for Shadow Force gets clipped in the leg, and that's going to be the first game E Honda by the Beast.
He's still already looking a little bit better so far, especially from that loss against Noah. Not seeming deterred by it, and seems like he's really poised to try and get back up there and get a rematch potentially here.
Yeah, one thing Beasto has to do is be a lot more even-handed with the offense, because it really felt like they used their talents all throughout the day, them all.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially the way he just Beasto plays Honda as well. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, other than like he just rotates a lot of his options correctly, and it just becomes really, really stressful.
It is, and Beasto just understands the spacing of their normals versus their opponent's normals.
Yeah, like a lot of Hondas you meet in rank, they just kind of spam headbutt and butt slam over and over again because, like you mentioned, like it's a bit of a skill issue check, a bit of a knowledge check too to see how you're gonna react to it. Well, Beasto plays
that's how you
bro.
That's how you beat people when you first start playing.
Yeah, of course. Like it doesn't come apparent to you like how you're gonna have to counter it. Even when you do, that's when you have to start playing like the game with Street Fighter. Beasto is doing that really well by playing the footsie game really well, and just makes it even that much more harder.
Shadow Force the hard knockdown, goes for the overhead, and Beasto does the armored headbutt.
Nice little response there with the anti-air here too, especially on the butt slam, getting a lot of damage, but reloading our cans in his face is a big no-no because we're gonna go all the way.
Oh my god!
And
oh my god! What a break off of the drive impact, and Beasto with this level 3. I don't even think we need the critical art, but Beasto 2-0.
man, oh man, the reactions and just the general, like, how much he's able to keep other options in mind as he's continuing with pressure is very impressive. Being able to react correctly off of the DI and knowing that it was going to kill with the level 3 there too was incredible to see. Now he's up one more game away from taking this whole set and advancing on over to the top 8.
Shadow Force going for the jump forward, getting shut down by Beasto. Again, something big, but the headbutt, a thorn in their side.
Some good damage, haven't guessing. Bit of a scramble, ends it with a throw. Perfect KO too. The momentum is all but in his favor, seems.
It is Beasto in the driver's seat. Now Shadow Force wanting to get off Mr. Toad's wild ride. Rib punish for the stand heavy punch. Excellent button for an excellent situation.
Set up the cans here too. Do good chunk to the drive gauge damage as well, but unfortunately mistimes the Oki just a little bit. Punish counter into command grab here for big damage.
There's the knockdown. Meaty DI sends him crumpling to the floor. Beasto is firing on all cylinders. In fact, firing so well that they made a literal ring of fire.
Yes, sir. Now, this is going to be a bit tough to do because it's not going to kill. We're all lacking a little bit in the driver scenario, but we have such a big health lead, it may not matter, and indeed it did it. Beasto sealing the deal 3-0 and advancing on over in the loser side of top 8.
Beasto is going to be fighting Ramune. So that will be an interesting match. Just like how Greater Freak will be fighting Iron Knit.
Yeah, some interesting matchups overall. Gotta love to see it. The Honda advancing on over. He always does pretty well, Beasto, in these breakout tournaments. And it's even more impressive that he's still continuing that consistency even with all the more heavy hitters that are showing up for this week around 2.
Character loyalty is a thing.
Oh yeah, no, it absolutely is, and Beasto is just one of those guys, man. He is Honda.
Also, one interesting thing about Beasto's play is just that how they are so reserved with their super bar.
Yeah, no, for sure. He definitely does not like using super at all in any of his combos, and he doesn't even want to use it in Oki. He's just very willing to sit there and just take the meaty, take some of the damage to the drive gauge, and he's willing just to go all the way with it. He's very stubborn with the defense, and it's been working out pretty well in this favor.
It's been working out, but sometimes that lack of taking a risk could bite you in the butt.
Yes, of course. There's always that, other side of the contention when you make decisions like that, because every decision in a fighting game will always have some sort of a consequence or info to give to your opponent. So perhaps if he wants to make that next step, he has to slowly start rotating even a little bit of those options on Oki. But overall, he's doing fine. We're going to see more of him, so potentially may see that in the future.
Oh, let's see what's the next match showing up.
Looks like we got Greater Free.
Let's see who it is. Once we get this this pause menu out.
Once the characters load up here, yes sir.
Wait, if it's... Yeah, so it's going to be Greater Freak versus Iron Knit.
Have that.
We're already at losers quarterfinal.
Yes, sir. So it seems like we're going to continue on over in that loser side for a little bit here, it seems, until we go back into that winner's final side. Good to see Greater Freak go back on that Yasmin. He's trying to show a little bit of rep. This character, unfortunately, doesn't seem to be the greatest of all characters in this game by general consensus, but it's still nice to see, like you mentioned, the character loyalty coming up. People are so dedicated to her.
And Iron Kit takes this round thanks to the drive impact in the wall. Iron Kit needs to just like keep that burnout game going against Greater Freak.
Of course. And he's very willing to throw a lot of OD moves, especially with the OD Fireball as well as the run stance into the overhead. You like to take that by surprise. Big players love that. But it kind of bites you in the back a little bit sometimes too, because of the fact that you're going to be so low on the drag gauge meter as well.
For the jump setup, Greater Freak stops him down, and that should be a level 1 that doesn't clear it.
Oh, just barely. It's looking a little scary, but a drive rush heavy punch jump scare. I'm gonna seal the deal, closing it, tying up 1-1 here in the final round of the first game.
Yeah, but it is only the first game, so things could change in a heartbeat, especially when you got 2 more.
Of course, and how volatile these players can be. It's really not a surprise. You can't even call it a comeback sometimes, too.
Both of these players so close to getting that first game. Greater Freak, that's their advantage. They're really close to the level 3. Won't be a critical art, but it'll definitely hurt.
Ooh, tried Demon King. We got met with an air-to-air. Shut him down completely here. Still burnt out as well. We have level 3. Gonna go for the stun. This is not gonna kill no matter how much we optimize this. So we're just go for a bit of a natural Oki.
Oh my god.
Or the
DI. Even though we had the crosscut, but Greater Freak, because of the armor, manages to recover first. And there's the level 2. And that's going to be the first game.
Iron Nick managed to clutch it out there in the end. You understand now that Greater Freak kind of enjoys to just wake up with a button no matter what. Whether it's a level 1 or an ODDP, he will do something a lot of the time. We see it in the previous side on winner's side. And even now, we're still maintaining or keeping it stubborn.
Greater Freak landing these reversals so well, but not able to do anything with the extra space, allowing Iron Kid to dictate the pace of the match in their hyper-aggressive style.
I mean, I literally ended my sentence, and then he chose to go for another wake-up DP. It was freakish behavior. I respect it so much. I mean, this is kind of what you have to do sometimes. Just have a round where you just kind of are a bit of a freak. Or maybe a whole set. I mean, we don't know. This is Greater Freak we're talking about. It's in his name.
There's the first throw from Greater Freak. Knocks down Iron Kid. That's the level 3. And Greater Freak is going to use that level 3 and just put a round on the board.
Yes, sir. Iron Net is going to be up now. 2-0 in the set, just like that. Keeping a lot of his pressure airtight. Good frame traps overall tier 2 to catch him out. It's just hard to kind of do much here with how he's managing to play around the neutral.
Iron Net, and we see them get a little bit more aggressive, or is Greater Freak going to turn up the heat as well?
Yeah, we got some bit of a flow here from Greater Freak, but gets shut down with the ODDP on Wake Up. Less than 1 bar of drag gauge, but we're doing good so far. Checking the drag rush too.
Yeah, with the crouching medium kick, that button has, I believe that button stretches.
Dude, I mean, he's made of rubber sometimes, man. It just goes so deceptively far for what you're seeing.
There's a drive impact, but no! Iron Knit able to react properly. Doesn't need to spend any super. Puts themselves on set point.
Real good stuff. I managed to keep it meterless there too, because it would have been bad. He did go into burnout for that counter DI, but thankfully we take that round. And now we're in the corner. Oh, what a missed input there. Didn't want that with the DP.
No, and Iron Knit is a level 1. Great space maker. Smashing jab to see what happened.
And just like the 50th time you see Greater Freak wake up with a button, this time he chooses to wake up with level 3. Putting Iron in a pretty awkward scenario here with the drive gauge, as I said, that gets into burnout scenario, takes the throw. Greater Freak still in it. He managed to kind of keep it a bit close here, but we still are down 2-0 on set points. We have to still close this one out.
It was thanks to that critical art. Iron it. Turning up the heat one more time.
Good tech overall, and we burned so much meter here too. Have to go immediately into level 3 to regain a little bit and recuperate just a bit.
And only for a little bit though. Iron It has the lead. Drive gauge are about even. I'm wondering to see how Greater Freak will navigate this. And they get hit in the face.
Trying to do our best to poke out a little bit here. Health is not looking too good. Good quiver carries overall into the drive rush. Good block too. Oh, he was gonna get a little, sneaky there, trying to take his turn back with the DP, but nothing. It's almost even. Let's put the low into level 1. That's not enough though. You don't have any super meter here on the side of Iron as well, so Greater Freak just needs one button press to do it. Oh,
not yet. That using your own reactions. That is classic online fumbling 101. Greater Freak said, "I see the DI," hits the button and just pays for their own reaction.
That's so unfortunate. It was a really good shot from Iron Man. Good call out to just try and make sure that, if whether or not he was a slave to the muscle memory or not. Unfortunately, he was there. Such an unfortunate scenario. I mean, we did have a really good shot there, it seemed like, especially with the flubs going on. But Iron Man, just a little bit better on the clutch factor, it seemed like. Just a slightly better decision making all around, it seemed, to just close out the set for his favor.
And not to mention Iron It was so smart with their drive usage. So that's going to be the end of Greater Freak. They started off pretty hot in the top 8, but 2 unfortunate matches, and they're going to be going out of here. So love to see you fight and love to see where this takes you, but it's going to be Iron It going on to face the winner between Bisto and Ramune.
Another really, really fun matchup, that Terry versus the Honda himself. It's going to be fun no matter what we see, no matter who wins, no matter who advances in the bracket. These matchups overall with the character diversity we've been talking about all throughout the night is just what makes this game really, really fun to watch, man.
And you can see Bisto getting ready with the E-Honda. They were playing extremely solid. They got 0-3'd, but then 3-0'd their last opponent.
Yeah, so clearly, we're not deterred whatsoever by our loss on the winner's side there, and we're just kind of continuing our steam, making it very, very consistent overall. Slowly, we talked about some of the flaws and maybe a little bit the holes in his offense or defense that we mentioned beforehand. Perhaps he cleans it up a little bit here. If he definitely wants to make that rematch happen on grand final side, he's definitely going to have to do that as well. So we're going to have to see just what he pulls up here as we wait for this match to happen.
Yeah, Bisto versus Marmite. Meanwhile, we have the long-awaited, highly anticipated match of Noah the Prodigy, last year's Breakout champion, versus the King of Burnout, the man who lives over the Great Domain, Noah the Prodigy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, both these players, it's no lie that these are the two best players, at least off of numbers and statistics alone. So to have a meet up in winners finals is definitely very, very anticipated, and for some expected. So we're gonna see just who manages to take.
I expected it.
Hey, of course. A lot of people expected it, but no disrespect to anybody else, right? I don't want to make that sound like it's a rude thing to say for all the players. You get what I mean?
I know what you mean. I expected it. A lot of people did, but we didn't take it as a certainty. But now we are living in the reality where the expected is to be expected.
Of course, and this is truly anybody's game for that matchup, especially. Both of them are really, really high ranked players. I'm sure they see each other a lot, just alone in that online ranked space alone, let alone all the other online tournaments and offline tournaments they potentially go to as well. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what they pull up there for sure. It seems like we're just waiting on Ramune for Bisto to play against in the loser side first.
It is, but yeah, welcome back, everyone. This is, if you are joining us for the first time, welcome to Breakout. Street Fighter 6 Captain No Fun and Ramen Hoodie on the microphone, bringing it to you as we're already cleaning out this top 8.
Yes, sir, and it's been going It's been going fast. I've been surprised looking at the numbers here too.
We started at 5. We started at 5. This is 6:41. I have had Tekken tournaments where we're here for like 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, those guys.
I had one, right? Where for grand finals, we had at least 5 rounds that ended in timeout.
Yeah, I mean, that's
we have places to be.
That's absurd. I mean, what can you like? But like, that's what you kind of want, right? Like those really tight sets and those really close games is just what gets the blood flowing, the heart pumping.
I agree. Just I don't want it with timeouts. Okay.
Timeouts can be fun. Hey, at least timeouts can be hype. It can be. Most of the time, it's not. I'll be honest. Most of the time, it's like
3 timeouts in grand finals.
Yeesh. I mean, all I can say is, man, I'm glad I do pools of bigger tournaments instead of top 8, because man, that'd be crazy that'd be a crazy time to experience and commentate.
It's
that
okay.
For sure.
Hey. You will be in it. When I was working Beast in the East, we were doing a lot of top 8s, just because we're back to back, and man, us commentators were running the gauntlet. Like, pro tip: if you could sleep before the tournament, like stay there and wake up at the venue. Don't be an idiot like me and take a red eye and work the gig at the same time. Don't do it.
Yeah, I can imagine that sounds pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. But
It was, dude. I was fading in the booth. But here we go, Beasto versus Ramune. Again, Beasto playing the E-Honda, Edmund Honda, Evo Honda. Honda doesn't have a lot of tools. No fireball, no real reversal. Not as much reliable damage versus well, I just described Terry to a T.
Yeah, everything you described, Honda, just imagine the exact opposite with Terry. That's sometimes how it feels like, especially in this matchup. This man just has a little bit of everything.
I mean, he's got his own. You could even say that Burn Knuckle is a better Honda headbutt.
Oh yeah, it definitely can be, and a lot of times it is, for sure. But he's just putting up a real good fight, especially with the card cancels, with the command grab there.
Oh, I love that, using the power charge to close the gap after the hard knockdown for the sweep.
Yeah,
and there's the stop sign being thrown up, and Ramune, Ramune will be doing some sort of super, maybe not. Oh man, I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Oh, I mean, that was just absurdly good patience from Ramune there in that first round, waiting for the jump back to clip him with the DP, and then just going for a solid throw all around to kick first blood. He seems like he has his game plan up real good right now in his game plan.
And this is one of the reasons why we're just talking about Terry being so good. I mean, that was Beasto's round, but just a few wrong guesses and Terry's ability to dump out damage from the distance he can. Look at that. We're already back to the middle of the screen.
Yeah, off of one punish counter, off of low forward. This whip punish is not going to do you no good here. Beasto high it up, going to a final round here in the first game. Not letting up. He wants that rematch now.
Here we are. Headbutt in. Beasto using that standing medium punch. An amazing button from Honda. Plus on block. Able to be drive rush as we just see right now. But Ramune with the crouching medium punch. Another really good button from Terry. Does he even have a bad button?
Ooh. Apparently he doesn't, because he's going to continue this pressure and going to level 3. Momentarily stopping the burnout meter as well here. Going to the corner, and we're going to have max drive gauge to continue our pressure here.
We spent all that meter, but it doesn't matter when we got our opponent burnt out in the corner. And E-Honda, Beasto going for the sumo splash. That could have been that. That could have been his death warrant.
We recovered off of the burnout status. We do have CA, so it's still not the end of the world for our Beasto. Managed to get the clip on the low off the drive rush. Gonna go immediately into CA too.
This is a lot of damage, but right now the question is, how will Beasto navigate this gap? Are they going to headbutt to go in close? No, they're going to drive rush, but got clipped by the crouching medium kick. And that's the thing, in a game full of privileges, on top of everything that Terry got, damage, projectiles, zoning, he also got a drive rush castable medium kick.
He's got the range too on that medium kick as well. Good hard call out, especially to counter the shimmy there for sure. Sealing the Dio and taking that first game, but it was real close there at the end there too, so it's gonna be anybody's set here.
Here's Ramune back in the corner one more time. There's the big Ocho cancel into the command grab. You can only do that a few times before people get a little wary, wise to it. And Beasto, so much life.
Good tech too on the tick throw. Very nice and simple with the butt slam here too.
Round 2. Fight.
And medium punch gets into the low as well. Again. What a raw TP off of Wake Up there. Actually got to do so successfully. Now we have him into the corner here for the pressure.
Also, look at Ramane's spacing, staying right outside both the heavy punch and the medium punch. But Ramune falling victim to the man grab one more time. Stop short. Here's the heavy kick, clips the shins. And that's going to be Beasto getting the first game. Remember, this is losers quarterfinal. Somebody's going to go home tonight. And both of these players are going to be fighting really hard for this $129 pot.
Absolutely. We got to tie it up 1-1 here because we got an official set here. That parry doesn't go punish. But we did make the right call out here, so it's got still a little bit of fear. But no punish too on the DP.
You'll also notice that Beasto's doing such a good job pushing their opponents into the corner, how fitting for a sumo character. But also, Beasto has a lot of drive gauge in the process.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been seeing a lot from all these players, right? They're very willing to spend a lot of drive gauge if it means they get a good Oki, if it means they get corner carry, anything to put us in a real big advantage and abuse the game mechanics more than anything else.
Here goes Ramune. This is the reason why, not only is Ramune such a good player, did you know that Ramune only started playing, I want to say within the year, for their Terry and has been taking top tournaments like Battle of BC?
Wait, actually only like a year? That's crazy on this Terry.
I know there's a Ramune fan in the chat that told me about this. They're a pretty fresh Street Fighter player.
That's very impressive, man. These players, dude, there's like a good player every other week that's been just emerging. It's crazy how much competitiveness this game has.
There's the medium punch one more time. Beasto, they should be able to close it out. They'll have to use the level 3, but it doesn't matter because they got themselves a round. That's a lot. They spent a lot for that round.
Yeah, I mean, no real choice. Like, of course, you could try and hedge your bets potentially and see maybe if you just do a normal combo without the level 3 and see if you can win the next interaction. But a lot of times you just don't want to risk it, especially with how volatile you can get in this game. So just go straight into the next round with no meters. It's a better option, it seems.
Also, like, how many times have Beasto had a round where they had it but lost it? There's a gap right there. There was such a gap, and Ramune, excellent decision making. This is going to be pretty good on the board. More importantly, they're going to get the distance and the knockdown, which allows Terry to drive rush in.
And Ramune is doing such a good job too of being aware of the width throw on the neutral jump too, to continuously apply the pressure with the anti-air as well.
Beasto does have a level 1 on deck. We could go for a chip out if we get it. Ramune got to be very careful how they get burnt out, how they use the gauge. Are we drive rushing in? No, we're going to hold back. Beasto should be able to recover. Again, kicks the legs. Big, meaty leg, skinny legs. And that leaves Beasto 2-1.
Yeah, that low is catching him out, especially with the way he's doing it. Like, the timing is being mixed up every single time, so he's never really aware and ready for when that low is going to come out and just snipe him. And it's done so for 2 games in a row. You have to feel a little frustrated, but don't let it get to you. It's still a close set. You're still keeping it nice and tight here with the Terry as well. Just a couple of adjustments is all you need.
I don't think Ramune should be thinking anything drastic like switching characters. This is really, they got something really special here.
Yeah, no, absolutely here. Especially with how receptive we are to the anti-airs. Very, very consistent. We gotta love to see the fundamentals showing up here.
More spirit, that's gonna allow the combo routes for the 100 hands to be extended. They're gonna get really nasty when Beasto has the level 1 super, because that's when Ramune will need to respect him.
Ooh.
Oh, you
swap sizes a little bit there.
I love the idea, though. Immediately going for the drive rush burner. Want to cover as much distance as possible. Stops the stop sign. There's the overhead. Lands it!
And I'm actually also enjoying how Ramune is keeping really close distance here too. So Beasto's not able to really abuse those jump in buttons that Honda's always loving to do with the double palm.
Well, in addition to that, Honda's really good buttons are heavy punch, medium punch. So if
Exactly.
you're fighting in a point-blank situation, you've negated them, forcing Honda to just, go for the 4 frames.
Yeah, and that's
Alright.
unfortunately the things that just don't make him, shine as hard as all the other buttons do. Really good.
Oh, there's that.
recognition.
Yeah, there's the big shin kick one more time. And Ramune getting a little bit more awareness, understanding where Beasto wants to. Oh God, he just does not care.
Yeah, I mean, when you see him charge up like that too, you might as well get in his face, start violating the space a little bit there. Now we're in burnout, didn't spend any of the cash. A little too late for that.
And one more other thing, Beasto's using neutral jump a lot. That negates the burnt knuckle, as we see here, as Beasto spins at level 3 one more time. Take the round, a very similar situation, but Beasto wants to get themselves in that tournament point as soon as possible.
Absolutely, I love how you brought that up too, to be able to counter the burning knuckle. That's exactly also why Ramune is wanting to get really close up on his face too, because he can't really have an answer to it if he's there in close range. You just answer correctly with an anti-air, and all of a sudden this momentum's looking really good. Punish counter on the throw there too, trying to get on the reversal.
And one other interesting fact about Terry is because of the fact he's placed so close, Rising Tackle is a great anti-air for an opponent on top of you. As a Guile main, when you're on top of me in the air, that's when my flash kick fails.
Of course, it makes it really iffy for trash characters to be able to, do successful anti-airs and cross-cuts and all that stuff, especially with Honda because his headbutt is the primary anti-air. Trying to consistently jump over on the other side, do cross-ups, makes it really, really hard for him to answer with anything.
All right, Ramen, here we go. Game 5 situation in this highly competitive match. Ramune versus Beasto. Checking it with the stand light kick.
Headbutt over the fireball, but we missed the command grab. Just too far away. Our driving gauge is not looking too good, but a whiff DP. We tried doing too much at the same time. Now we're gonna get punished and get a lot of damage up on board. One more hit might do it.
That definitely feels like a misinput. Ramune, what are we going to do? Are we going to go for the hard knockdown, jump back, putting it back into the situation? Ramune spends it all. There's the throw. One more hit. No fireball. Don't do a fireball. Don't do a fireball. Do not fireball.
Stirring the butter and a nice cross-cut DP off of the OD butt slam to actually answer and be the one to go up set point here first.
Yeah, the reason why we didn't want to do the fireball is because the one thing Beasto's recognizing is that the headbutt goes over the power rifle, one of the very few low profile fireballs outside of Jury and I think it's Jury.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He's doing a good job. He's recognizing it too. Beasto turning up the heat a little bit here too, maintaining the pressure, bringing in the corner. Another throw, one more guess, and we might have a tie up here.
Ramune going for a drive reversal. That way they don't get punished. They got a long climb, but they got a lot of momentum and all the drive gauge. Put him in the corner. Are we going for the drive impact? No. Ramune's too smart. We can go ahead and milk this out a little bit more. Oh my God!
Off of the butt slam, nicely spaced there too. Is gonna seal the deal. CA to close it out. Ramune taking it home 3-2 in losers quarters to advance on over the losers semis.
What a walk back. Manages to walk back before the proximity guard clicked in for the sumo splash, gets the punish, and cinches it with level 3.
Man, that was omega close there coming in here for Ramune. Pulling in clutch, especially in that first round of the final game there. Being in such a disadvantaged situation, being on the burnout side, but still managing to close it out and have a real clutch cross-cut DP of all things to actually maintain that momentum was amazing to
Not
see.
to mention, when both players were burned, that one part where Ramune went for a really risky drive rush throw. And here we go, Beasto playing it pretty good in these upcoming games. So we're in the first game, goes for the ultra throw, only really use that option once, but this has been like command grab city for Ramune.
Yeah, I mean, he's willing to sit there against the Honda on drive rush cancels on the pressure and just be willing to kind of just eat it more than anything. Because he understands, like, if he gets whiffed, if he gets counter hit, that's going to do so much more against his favor than just sitting there eating the command grabs. Which is why he still was able to get away with so much of it.
And this is where things are really scary for Ramune. But there's the sumo splash and the perfect, the counter. Punish, counter, didn't have to worry about anything. All right, so Ramune moving on. Gonna have to fight Iron Knit. Terry versus Luke. SNK's poster boy versus the new face of Street Fighter. Mr. PMC himself.
Poster boy versus poster boy. This is gonna be a main character, basically a main character fight off here.
It
for
is,
sure in that loser semis.
Meanwhile, Kyo's what about me? Because remember people, it was Terry. Then Kyo usurped him as being the guy on the King of Fighters, but then Terry has been everywhere. It's like everybody goes, let's go back to that guy in the trucker hat.
Yeah, he's just quietly in the back. What about me? You forget
What about
somebody?
me? But
I think we all did forget about you, unfortunately.
No, I'd rather be Kyo than the other guy. Before Luke, there was Abel. He was the Street Fighter Pro Tag guy.
Of course.
That guy is in the bargain bin, bro. All right. Lazy Boredom versus Noah the Prodigy, a clash of one of the greatest Luke players in the world versus the Breakout local hero. Duke it out, winners finals.
Of course, it's not an unfamiliar player matchup for both of these players. I'm sure they played against each other plenty of times here as well. So I'm curious to see what it is that they're going to establish here in their first game for neutral.
I hope we establish a better internet connection.
Oof. Oh no. Oh, it's unfortunate. Okay, spectating data. Unfortunate, but we're gonna recoup.
Gonna go. I wonder if they're still fighting.
Doesn't seem like it because it looked like they got kicked out. At least Noah's side, but we'll see.
I think
we're just restarting it. Yeah,
we're just restarting. Nothing really happened. Nobody built any bars of super. No rounds were won. And Noah the Prodigy scores the crouching medium kick already on the knockdown, putting Lazy Boredom up in the corner. And this is where Noah the Prodigy has been winning, just mauling people to death in that corner.
Yeah, he does such a really good job of conditioning with the throw more than anything. And you could see again, no matter who he's playing against, it seems everybody's just you're taking the bait, whiffing the throw, and getting big damage in return because of it. Noah the Prodigy's got to take that first blood.
And that's just because I understand why Lazy Boredom did that, on the fact that Noah the Prodigy usually opens up their corner pressure with the throw loop. Oh my god. The medium kick. I don't care where you're standing, you're going to get popped by that button. Lazy Boredom misses the anti-air because of the side switch, and Noah the Prodigy. Oh my god. 21-second round.
Yeah, unfortunate, especially with that corner steal there. Marissa doesn't really have a DP, can't like cross-cut magically. So a lot of those scenarios, you just have to press the button and hopefully you time it correctly to anti-air. Otherwise, you just do what that happened there and just eat all the damage and lose a round.
And Noah the Prodigy introducing the jump back jab. That was one of the things that worked so well for them in the last week of Breakout. Jump back jab, just able to do an anti-air, reset the distance. But the Hammer of God says no.
Yeah, and he pressed it early too, so he definitely knew he was going to try and go for an air-to-air there as well. To completely shut him out.
Noah the Prodigy not afraid to steal, just to stop that pressure. Superman punch finally burns him out. Goes for the overhead, but Lazy Boredom, a little bit too predictable. Went for it twice. Hammer of God, there's the throw.
But a mash on Wake Up is going to do it. A bit of a scramble fest, but we managed to take that around and claw our way back. Gain some momentum here, it seems.
Without needing to spend meter, but now they got to understand that they have put in options in Noah the Prodigy. Still does the jump back jab. Noah the Prodigy. It's knocked down. Nickel and dime. Lazy Boredom slowly carving away that offense.
Mashing a couple low there, 2 on Aoki. Works into level 1, but we immediately wake up with a DP here too to answer right back. Now this is looking pretty bad. We're gonna get burnt out here too. We only have level 1 on board. Anti-air, keep it nice and simple. Fundamentals all the way. Tying up 1-1 here for Lazy Boredom.
And because we were in the middle of the screen, or closer to the middle of the screen, Lazy Boredom did not need to get corner stolen. Hammer of God stops that anti-air one more time. Noah the Prodigy moving in, jump back, heavy medium kick. He lands the overhead. There's the quick knockdown. We should see the throw. No. Drive rush knee.
Trades a little bit, goes to the scramble. Once again, early jump in here too, because he knows he's going to try to jump out instead of trying to anti-air in the corner. It's too iffy for him. And unfortunately, that momentum's got to carry on over. He's got to take that around. Now he has to recuperate, find a way to get back right into it.
No, the Prodigy already. Oh, clips him with the crouch medium kick. Continues on the pressure. One jab, staggers up. There's the drive reversal. Offensive, puts him in the corner. Hammer of God, puts him right back down.
Good parry off of the charge knockout here too. Back dash too to avoid the throw. Throws him right back into the corner, and now it's our turn for the offensive pressure here.
Yeah, Noah the Prodigy not going to use that DP. I am absolutely wrong, and that was not the right call for Noah the Prodigy. Excellent block from Lazy Boredom. Here's a safe jump. There's the overhead. Double overhead. Seed planter. I like to think of Tekken 8 from Jack when I see that.
Oh yeah, it does look quite similar.
Yeah, it looks very similar to Seed planter.
Once again, tying ourselves up. Going to a final round, game 3. This is a really important game too. If you want to be the first one to get into that 2-1 lead, especially in the first of 3 set.
Winning is good. Thank you. Great analysis, Ramen.
Yes, of course.
Winning is good. Win more.
Win more. Always win. Try your best to win.
And that throw tech puts Noah the Prodigy in the corner. Lazy Boredom going to be flying to the left side. Oh, he swats him out of the air. No overhead. Now remember, Noah the Prodigy will be the type of person to reversal. 1-1-1 puts him down.
Trying to show some of that tech and lingo there. I see you. Once again, early jump in. We're just calling him out every single time. You just stay still and perhaps punish the Rift recovery, but no, we're trying to consistently try to go for air-to-air to stomp him out and stop him from jumping. It's just not enough. Noah Prodigy's gonna go up 2-1 now.
That was so close. That was so close for Lazy Boredom to be the 1 and 2-1 just because of the fact they had level 3 on deck and critical art. Oh, that was a big whiff. Nothing there, but there's the anti-air. Oh my god. Anytime you deal a lot of damage without having to spend the drive gauge, it's a good day. And anytime you take a round off a great fighter like Noah the Prodigy, that's a better day.
Lazy Boredom still in it. Yeah, like he's trying his best.
Absolutely, but can Lazy Boredom put us into game 5?
Very well, maybe a possibility here. It seems like a lot of it's working in his favor this game for sure.
Marisa's damage is so good, but this is where things get really bad. This thing's fall apart, and you can see Lazy Boredom, not only are they out of the corner, they're using those advancing buttons less to chase and more to push out.
Oh, air worked successfully that time around there too.
Be very careful about that crouching medium kick. Noah the Prodigy will uncork that DP. Lazy Boredom knows that they're in that fatal rage, but Noah the Prodigy sails in that light kick for the whip punish.
Yeah, he was throwing out so many buttons on whiff. He was just enticing Lazy Boredom to go ahead and try and contest, try to whiff the button, but no, gets eaten actually with a stand light kick instead. Now we're on set point here for Noah the Prodigy. This is scary stuff. We just get eaten with the biggest meaty. Oh wait, are you actually dead? Oh, we missed
Not quite. Lazy Boredom, not exact. I don't think Lazy Boredom wants to use that level 3, but it really depends on how much they want it. Oh my god, no! Unfortunate! That was so unfortunate! The Gladius hits. Now it's going to be Lazy Boredom. You got to pull off a miracle and the armored stance. The armored stance. We're in a game 5. We're in a game 5.
Turn back.
Yo! Lazy Boredom going the distance.
He actually stuffs the drive rush attempt there on Oki as well. Gets a safe jump. Use all that damage there to the drive gauge as well. Wakes up DP. Gets him off of you at least, but now we only have 1 bar. But okay, we made out the throw once again. Going back to the original roots here in the game 1.
I'll tell you what the original roots is. We're back to the left corner, but Lazy Boredom chases all the way in. No, oh my god, the Hammer of God doing so much work. When you got a hammer, every problem is a nail. And Noah the Prodigy looking to nail down Lazy Boredom, especially when they're burnt out in the corner.
What a command grab after stealing it with the armor. Calling him out, not jumping there as well. Now we are the ones on set point here for Lazy Boredom.
Lazy Boredom fighting it for the Breakout locals. Lazy Boredom been here every single week, every single time training. They don't want to let some upstart, hot shot like Noah the Prodigy take it, but no. Noah the Prodigy, perfect parry, side switch, but gets clipped.
Perfect parry, anti-air once again. We found a way to combat the early jump-ins there too from Noah. Straight out the drive rush. Now we're really low.
They're low, but also low on life. This is so pivotal. Lazy Boredom can take this to a game 5 situation. Don't let this fall apart, my friend.
Okay, we are going to spend the cash. Buys us time to go back online on the drive gauge scenario here as well. We're not going to be also in CA, so that's actually not that bad for us too. So we're not too afraid of the level 3 just yet here.
But we're definitely afraid of a charging Luke. Here we go. Light kick, 1 more throw. This should be a mix. Lazy Boredom, perfect parry, but did not hit the direction. There's a little bit of life. Can Lazy Boredom pull off a heist of the century? No anti-air.
baits it out, conditions him correctly. He understands now that he's gonna look to try and perfect parry my early jump in button, so I'm not gonna press anything at all and go for an empty jump throw. Now we're on final game, final round scenario here for Noah and Lazy Boredom.
Blocks the charge, don't go do it, dash back, unable to punish the whip throw. Lazy Boredom eats the fireball, standing right outside for the perfect parry. That's gonna definitely take him into the corner.
Good little conversion there too to make sure he goes all the way into the corner in the air combo there. Now we're going for the throw loops, try to bait out, nothing yet. All the answers aren't working in our favor. Tick throws, nothing. We're not buying on anything.
A little bit, yeah, a little too passive right there. This time, perfect parry, gets it. This could be it. Lazy Boredom could steal it in. Another hard knockdown. No, the Prodigy, you better be very careful on that reversal. But no, wakes up parry. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Lazy Boredom, you fought hard. You fought so well. But the perfect parry is the perfect opportunity for Noah Prodigy to get this perfect positioning and head the pole position into Winners Grand Finals.
What a set we just finished here for Winners Finals, man. These players gave it their all to make sure they try to win out and get that spot on Winners Side Grand Finals. Lazy Boredom was just this close every single time, especially in that final game too.
Final round.
He just made 2 wrong calls, and unfortunately then the momentum just steamrolled, and he was too afraid to just press anything on Oki there.
I don't.
The lead way too hard.
Well, that is absolutely true. What I also think is it was the Hammer of God, the jumping heavy punch.
Yes.
Lazy Boredom was going for the air, going for the classic jump backs, but Noah the Prodigy was properly calling them out and swatting them back down.
Yeah, a lot of this game's neutral actually was just applied on the jump heavy punch there from Noah. Trying to play around with the timing, shutting him down a lot early on in the set with the potential air-to-airs there too initially. But then he tried going for perfect parries, and it worked out initially, and that's what gave him that momentum. But then Noah once again gave him the adaptation, gave him a really weird like 50-50 guess on jumping that unfortunately Marissa just has to deal with because of the fact she doesn't have a really good anti-air to begin with. And he just abused it really well in that final game, and that's just what we saw. And he managed to take it home 3-2. But we're gonna see Lazy Boredom again on that loser side as well, on the losers finals for sure.
What?
Perhaps he gets that rematch, but man, oh man.
What a... Well, first off, Lazy Boredom does not want a remake because typically remakes are worse than the originals.
Okay, you got me there. But before we see if Lazy Boredom has that shot to get that rematch in grand finals, we have to go back down to the loser side on loser semis to see that match between Ramune and Iron Knits to see who actually is gonna even compete with Lazy Boredom for that grand final spot.
Yeah, it's going to be another Luke matchup. So really, this is going to work out for Ramune. If Ramune takes this, they will have the Luke. They'll be familiar fighting Luke and moving on to a potential other Luke. But they got Lazy Boredom sitting on losers finals. This is definitely a position Lazy Boredom has been in a lot. They haven't won as many breakout tournaments as say a Ruffian MX, but they're getting close, and they've been in a lot of grand finals.
Absolutely. So the familiarity of all these players in the positions that they are is going to be pretty much, it's not going to weigh them down any more than it usually does. So there's definitely a little bit of pressure for all the players here, I'm sure, but it's not going to be anything that they are not familiar with whatsoever. We're going to go into this match, see who's going to duke it out, and see who's going to win here.
Oh, that's got to be one of the tightest. That's one of those sphincter clenching sets, man. Yo, everybody who's watching, like, you better, talk about it. Be like, yo, I just saw Lazy Boredom and Noah the Prodigy go to a final game, final round situation. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, you gotta love close sets. No matter what game you're watching, it's always a fun time. But Street Fighter, especially with just how volatile it can be, there's always a sense of comeback. There's always a sense of momentum completely shifting on one side to the other. It's just a good time overall, and they put up a real good showing there for sure. So big ups to both of them for playing that set out the way it did.
We got 3 games left. We have loser semis, losers finals, and grand finals. We are marching down here. Ramune off of a really intense set with Beasto is going to have to fight Unicorn Iron Nitley, who is playing a much more fundamentally sound character with Luke.
Of course, I mean this is the classic, Shoto v Shoto now. But actually, I think it's the first Shoto v Shoto we've seen all night today. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
As well.
And Iron It keeping those cross frames up with a meaty, crouching medium. Wants to go ahead and dial in the pressure a little bit more. And Ramune, oh, I love that walk-up jab. Establish his dominance.
Ooh,
Perfect pair.
OS too.
And since that's a projectile, there's going to be none of that parry scaling. That was full damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, but a nice bait there. Driver's throw to bait out the ODDP. Does so successfully. Breaks the neck and takes first blood here in this first game.
Drops the DDT. Iron it early round again. There's the standing one. Here we go. Goes to the medium one more time. Oh, Ramune not quite in the distance there, but at least gets the rising tackle.
Ooh, whips the button in the air. Definitely not what we wanted. We wake back up with an EXTP here too.
Ramune holding their ground, hits that down back, gets caught, hitting more buttons. Iron Net gets the knockdown, safe jump. No, clips the legs, the crouching light.
Have a kill frame there, going to the throw. Throw loops starting to be established here early on. Wake up level 3? No, sir.
Oh, I really want to know what Ramune was thinking at that moment, just because even if they landed the level 3, that was a lot of ground to cover. Oh, man. So Iron Knit, just raw fundamental lockdown, takes it.
Yeah, looking real solid here in that first game. Hopefully they can be consistent here. Ramune just needs to tighten up a little bit on that neutral. Seems like he was letting Iron Knit kind of get away with a lot of the offensive pressure, even when it wasn't necessarily his turn.
There's a light kick, drives in one more time. Hard knockdown. That's gonna be frame kill. That we've seen Ramune use that setup before.
Yeah, and to a good extent there as well. Got a good lead. Gets put into the corner once again. The perfect parry into the punish counter on the fireball. Making sure he's getting not too complacent with those fireballs he's throwing out.
The fireballs can bait out a little bit of the parry, doing a little bit of damage. Iron Knit, some big one. Because of the burnout, we weren't able to get the kill, so Iron Knit stays alive.
In the corner, nice empty jump throw it to from the DI. Actually does it successfully. I was waiting for an anti-air, nice and simple, but no. Now look at this, Ramune taking a little bit more momentum, stopping a lot of these engages too, making him burn out a lot of this drive gauge meter. We're almost burnt out already.
Brought in Iron Nitley, so close to burn out. Frame trap situation, knocked down one more time. 2 throws in, Iron Nitley. There's the DP, nice and deep.
Nice and simple, tying it up 1-1 here in the second game. Ramune still showing signs of life here and keep it nice and close.
Huge knockdown. Nitley. Oh my god, there's the jump in.
And we're gonna go to that level 3. Not a bad decision, absolutely. We were already pretty low on that death gauge. You saw orange, you got ripped at level 3. Now we only have 1 bar, make it real uncomfortable for him to play around with anything.
And we're already burnt out. Harry's pretty good at the burnout loops. Iron Nitley better be very careful where they press, when they press, but they found the right time at the right place.
Oh, a nice pullback there too. Now we are the ones in advantage in driver state here. I don't think he recovered online. Activate level 3. He'll be almost in burnout here himself now.
Arnett, burnout, their victory is all but assured.
Yeah, once you realize you didn't have any meter there, it's basically a checkmate scenario. The only thing he really had to do there potentially was, drive reversal or, DP with the last remaining meter you had. But that's such an obvious move, so real good on Iron Net to just kind of wait it out and recognize that. And just go for the checkmate scenario.
I absolutely agree. This is one of the reasons why Street Fighter is favored by people, because you can make checkmate scenarios due to the way chip and super and drive gauge work.
Absolutely.
Dominate and bait out something. Iron Knit, so solid. Playing a lot more reactive, but perfect parry off the fireball. Ramune gets the knockdown.
Ooh. Checks the drive rush there with the crouch medium. Gets a lot of good damage, and the corner carry with the Oki as well. It's looking real dark here. He has to fight his way out, but not really allowing him to do so.
Yeah, Ironit already 2 games to 0. Ramane first knockdown there. Calls out the DP, gets the side switch too.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, the dash up there too. Side switch. Now we're going to be the ones in burnout, and we're going to just do these loops all day.
Ramane getting their own little checkmate situation. Pretty good, and they only had to spend the level 1 to get that. Ironit, one of the few times they went for the reversal and they died for it.
Yeah, he didn't really represent that option like at all throughout this whole set so far. And the one time he does get shut down, that's a terrible feeling. But you just can't let it be deterred. As I say that once again, it's just not working. We're playing it too offensively.
Parry there. That's going to get it for the side switch. Ramane, went for the, I don't know if that was missed space or trying to bait out some sort of option. Standing jab, putting Ironit back in the corner.
Oh, try drive reversing off of the plus frames though. Unfortunately, we didn't press anything. This time we did though. Or at least timed the DR correctly this time around.
Ramane not quite in position. Again, we use the drive reversal. And you can see Ironit, I don't care. They're forcing themselves in the hard way.
Yeah, and we get the stun here too. Couldn't react off of the DI. May actually have to spend level 2. Yes, we do. It's gonna seal the deal and set us up for set point here for Ironit.
Using 2 meters, not a bad one. We do have 1 in the tank. Ramane though does have 1 round. Unfortunately, no, did not punish the drive reversal.
Unfortunately, yeah, we just timed it a little bit incorrectly. That was the correct button off of the +6 there, but
if you go for a 6 frame, your timing has to be airtight.
yeah, for sure. Manages to find a little bit of stable footing here with the CEA off of the low 4 toggle combo. But we're gonna burn their drive gate pretty well here. But still a bit of a mountain to climb. We have 2 bars a meter. How's the overhead into the crack shoot? I love that new buff they did to Terry. Makes it so much better, so much cooler, I should say.
Yeah, Ironit's starting to realize they're getting whip punished right now. This is a good time for them to use a button. There's a better time underneath the rising tackle, and Ironit defeats Ramane in loser semifinals, going up to fight Lazy Boredom.
Really, really good run there from Ramane, especially with the, like you mentioned beforehand, not really being like a huge veteran of the scene, just kind of showing up pretty fairly recently, and yet still doing this well in performance is definitely very, very impressive. That was a really good match overall from both players. Ironit just ever so slightly, it seemed like on like a lot of the offensive pressure more than anything. Ramane was a little too scared to try and interact with Luke in that corner there for sure, and allowed him to just press a lot of buttons he wasn't allowed to press. But unfortunately, he just didn't really show anything that like incentivized him to not do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really did feel like that Ironit was driving this match most of the time, with Ramane playing more reactive. Here we go. That's gonna be Ironit with the Luke. So guess what, Lazy Boredom? You got dropped by a Luke. Now you gotta beat a Luke in order to fight a Luke. Look at you.
Luke at you, indeed. Gonna have to go through the gauntlet.
The Luke Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not gonna be easy. We're gonna have to see who gets that match up against Noah the Prodigy in Grand Finals here.
Knockdown from Lazy Boredom. Ironit spending a little bit of drive gauge they have. I don't know if that's the wisest decision, given that Marisa is the queen of plus frames, and Lazy Boredom understands that they can really go for the kill.
Now we're burnt out. Trying to make some space happen. We're buying a lot of time here, it seems. Just trying to respect him a little bit there. Goes back online. He immediately sends 3 bars too. DPOS off of the drive rush. Once again, almost burnt out here, but pretty even on the drive rush scenario now. And the ODDP to steal back our turn after the reversal from Lazy Boredom. Getting the first blood here from Iron Knit.
First blood.
What was surprisingly a pretty slow round.
It is, considering both of these characters are highly aggressive and high damage.
Carry on that overhead there too. The defense is looking pretty good. We're just losing out on a couple whiffs here and there from side of Iron Knit though.
Now, oh, you could see what Lazy Boredom has started to realize. And I remember seeing this all the way from the Strider 808 days, was using Armored Gladius as an anti-air. That could be the way of stopping Noah the Prodigy's Hammer of God.
That could be a potential option to think about in the future, but we have to do the present first against this other Luke. Maybe a bit of a test run, perhaps, in the eyes of Lazy Boredom. Nice little command grab off of the parry attempt there. It's going to do a lot of damage. Finds the correct hit, converts it to level 3. It's not going to kill, but he's going to be really close to burnout. It's going to be a very uncomfortable position to play with.
Yeah, uncomfortable, like having, I don't know, a fucking vice grip on your head. Armor's up against this charge knuckle. Great reactions from Lazy Boredom. That's going to be the first game for them.
Pretty slow first game there, trying to feel each other out. Give each other a little bit of respect here. This is where you start to download and start to get a little bit more disrespectful, start doing a little bit more outlandish moves. Make harder callouts.
Back Ashton makes ourselves throw immune. Iron Knit, lots of life on deck. You know, they could play with the life bar.
Just checking out a couple moves here, checking the frame data, seeing if they want to take their turn back or not. Low forward, just sneaking it right in there during the footsies, clipping the low, taking that round. We're just playing small Street Fighter, just a bunch of pokes overall, nothing too big.
Okay. It looks like the Tekken infestation has gotten to the both of us.
For sure there. I mean, it's definitely a really good way to explain what's going on. Like, nothing too big is happening in terms of, you know, big callouts and whiff DPs or whiff moves. There's a lot of just better guesses, frame traps, a couple low pokes that when they're not expecting it.
Mistimed throw. You can see Iron Knit wanted that meaty one, but Lazy Boredom said that ain't a meaty throw. That's a vegan throw. It's fake pressure.
Yeah, he on a diet with that pressure for sure. Trying to take his turn back once again with the armor. There's the parry off of the hammer.
Iron Knit Gladius, not quite the anti-air we were looking for, but still Iron Knit is stuck in the corner outside of the throw. Lazy Boredom forces in.
Nice kind of hit jab there to try and continue some of the offense. Armor's right through it though. Good answer. Goes to the command grab as well. If he's not jumping, just keep doing it.
Now, Iron Knit worked out in the corner, pushes their way out. There's a little bit of the space with that charge knuckle, but Lazy Boredom trying to catch him with that parry.
Ooh, but a nice check on the driver with the stand light kick there. Dealing with gear, going up 2-0 here in losers finals.
Ooh, that was good. That was really
so
good
clean.
button.
Perfect parry, the fireball into a light driver's check. Ooh, you definitely got to be feeling yourself, and definitely we are making the right call outs there too. A little bit of a reset as well for the bash. Nice little perfect parry, trying to stabilize just a little bit here.
Lazy Boredom with the first game, with the second game in, 2 in the tank right now. Lazy Boredom looking to get the revenge against Noah the Prodigy. How fortunate though, do you get to train on the same character as the person who sent you down?
Oh, absolutely. Gets clipped with the overhead there. Not too much HP left. Good anti-air there, knowing he's got to go for in the air with the Superman punch.
Alright, you can take Lazy Boredom though. Armor's through. I don't care what you're gonna play footsies with me. I'm just gonna encroach into space and charge in on you. And now Lazy Boredom set point, 1 round away from getting to the grand finals.
Ooh. Big meaty whiff punish there with the standing heavy there. Get some good damage up on board. Try to bait out. That's just right back on Urgu with the level 1. Send him right back to that corner. Not gonna hit this time around. keep it nice and simple, not even need the meter to punish correctly and take it home 3-0. Lazy Boredom is going to get that rematch against Noah the Prodigy in grand finals.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Lazy Boredom. Not only is the fact that, they are fighting Noah the Prodigy, but they're going to have to win 3 sets, reset the bracket, and do it again. A lot of people have a hard time beating Noah the Prodigy on a good day. Getting 1 set in. He's got to do it 6 times.
Now you gotta do it twice, 2 sets in a row. It's gonna be rough, but hey, man, if there's gonna be a person to do it in this tournament, it is gonna be Lazy Boredom. Yes. When he was playing against this Luke, against Iron Knit, was really just solid all around. It seemed like he kind of tightened up a little bit, especially on the minute interactions that he saw in his matchup with Noah the Prodigy, especially with like the Hammer of God, with the heading, jump heavy punch, jump in. He found potentially an answer to it, so we might see that some of that pattern going into this grand finals match as well.
Lazy Boredom making decisive work against Iron Knit. It really did help that they were fighting Noah the Prodigy's Luke, so they're understanding it. But one thing that we've noticed, was Armored Gladius to get through the Hammer of God, the jump heavy. I'm wondering if we're going to see more of that, or was that just a happy accident?
Potentially a happy accident. I mean, maybe he took note of it while he was playing it, just like we took note of it when we were watching. But we're gonna have to see. Maybe if Noah switches up, he may not even go for it anymore too. We'll have to see.
And you can see already the Armored Gladius coming into play, burning out Noah. But one thing you gotta do, you gotta keep remembering. There's a phrase we like saying: if it keeps working, do it. You know for a fact that the pro is going to be analyzing that option and using it to hang you with it.
Oh, and I love the fact that actually, after he knew he's got parry with the charged burn knuckle, not burn knuckle, just the charged knuckle in general, and get the plus frames, he actually goes for the stand heavy kick instead, using the frame advantage a little bit there and trying to get that counter hit.
Yeah, that crouching media kick does so well for Luke, and Noah the Prodigy definitely had that as a tool for victory in the last game. But Lazy Boredom is introducing armor. Noah the Prodigy needs to be careful. I need to give him any advice, but these armored opportunities do get the one-time advantage, but Lazy Boredom falling victim to the level 3, and Noah the Prodigy making quick work for this first game.
Yeah, I mean, instantly, like Noah the Prodigy is starting to really just quickly adapt to the usage of armor, and is just waiting just half a second every single time he's throwing out a button to see maybe what he's gonna do, and instantly goes for a punish counter instead, gets some big damage on board, and instantly ends that first game, I should say.
There's a low kick. There's the armor one more time, jumps through, and Lazy Boredom holding it. Yeah, yo, they held it so long. Now Lazy Boredom starting to get in their element. Noah the Prodigy should be DPing at about time.
The meaties on the frame trap there too.
Lazy Boredom, that made that pretty much a 3 interaction round, but that's had to spend the meter in order to have the victory cinched.
Yeah, I might as well just do it early so you can maintain that lead. Get that early lead. Pushes it back into the other corner and immediately has a DP out of that. The pressure is a little bit too much. We don't want to get 50-50 just yet.
Prodigy going for that double light punch in. Good parry from Lazy Boredom. That's a -6 situation. It takes full advantage of it.
Yeah, gets a correct punish there too. Try to go for a shape jump. Empty jump into the low instead. Back throw into the corner.
The throw pierces through the armor, and yeah, Noah the Prodigy properly called out. Lazy Boredom gets out of the corner, but is burnt out. Noah the Prodigy goes through. That's a jump! I saw a jump!
Managed to reach him too with the big boot too. Tying it up 1-1 pretty easily here too. So Noah gonna have to put in more work and pull his weight a little bit more. He wants to see this out without going for a reset.
And that was such a great one. Noah the Prodigy, I don't know anyone was I wasn't anticipating that Marissa was able to reach that far just because Boredom was burnt out. Off the reset, back into the corner. A little bit of gimmicks. Yeah, be unpredictable. Do something a little bit wild.
Ooh, full charging in his face too, trying to test his reaction, see what he's gonna do. Responds with nothing. That's info for us. So is that overhead too. We're gonna cash out everything, build enough meter for the level 2. That's gonna kill. Good recognition and resource management there on the side of Noah.
And Noah is feels pretty confident about their game. I don't need this much meter. I could take this game without it. And Lazy Boredom, we've seen them. Remember, they've been perfect pairing a lot of those sandblasts in their match against Iron Knit. They both charge, but Noah lets go of their charge button faster. Stuck in the
Loses
corner.
almost
Here
half
goes.
HP as a result too. My goodness. There's the heavy punch again. Slowly starting to come out now.
No, there's a heavy knockdown. Noah the Prodigy will. I'm anticipating. That's what I was waiting for. I was just waiting for it. Noah the Prodigy is that type of person who, if they can reverse, will, especially in the middle of the screen.
Oh, back throw. Not enough to kill. We have one more guess. That's going to go over it too. Yep, that's the anti-projectile move we got on the Superman punch. Tie it up 1-1.
What a risk. That was a risky call out because Noah the Prodigy could have just used the DP, but they went for the level 1 super, probably because they wanted the extra spacing and they wanted to chip out Lazy Boredom. But now oh my god, that's it. That is absolutely ding dong. Noah the Prodigy, you are going to be taken out 2-1 situation.
He's on a little bit of a last leg situation, at least for this set in particular. One more game is all we need to reset it for the side of Lazy Boredom here with this Marissa. He's been doing a real good job of just keeping it contained and controlled in the neutral space a lot more.
The question is, how much of this is planned by Noah the Prodigy? Do you think that Noah the Prodigy, fighting a little bit laxer just because they could burn out Lazy Boredom as well as get so much data?
I mean, it's a mix of potentially both. Like, he's not gonna try. He obviously wants to try his hardest because he wants to win at the end of the day. But because we understand we have a reset, we can play a little bit more aggressively. We can make a bit more call-outs because we're allowed that, ability to do so. But Lazy Boredom is starting to, track onto this mentality. It seems like, and he's making a lot of the good guesses and making sure those guesses work as much as possible.
Did you see that? He would punish the crowd, the standing leg kick.
Yeah, Lazy Boredom is starting to feel a little bit. He's getting that flow in. Command grab too, you're not jumping.
Lazy Boredom, if we're doing these, Lazy Boredom is delaying strings. You see it off of these target combos, waiting as much as possible before hitting that button again. And because Marissa moves forward, she's able to still clip you.
Oof. And a little delay afterwards too. They're starting to play really passive, and as I say that, wake up level 3. Take advantage of that drive gauge as well as the HP department as well. Put a little bit of comfort on us here, but we're gonna have level 3 on the side of Lazy Boredom.
Still manages to get away from the drive impact. Noah the Prodigy. Perfect parry. There's the parry one more time. Oh, excellent stuff there. Instantly goes for the level 3. This is smart. We're not aiming for the damage. It's a good benefit, but what we want is that corner.
And that drive gauge advantage is looking real healthy for us too. Just have to play a little bit patient. We know we want to start pressing buttons. Just let him have to go for the anti-air or try to do something. You're going to get hit by this too much. He's getting away with it.
Literally getting away. We're dashing backwards.
Oh, but the counter hit on the medium is going to do it. Level 1. Absolutely. Now we're going to go to a final game here in this first grand final set. Noah, match point now. One more game for him to take it, but one more game for us to reset it.
Game 5 situation. We are back to where we were. Will history repeats itself where we go to final game, final round? Lazy Boredom ultimately aiming for a tournament reset. To be able to get a tournament reset off of Noah the Prodigy is going to be a huge feat, but it's also going to be a huge boulder to climb because Noah the Prodigy is doing so well right now.
Yeah, and all of it is just happening because of that right there. The early jump in with the heavy punches doing so much of the heavy lifting for Noah in this match in particular. Lazy Boredom is just not finding an answer to it, unfortunately. Just not yet.
Yeah, we did find an answer. We did find an answer in the last game. It's just that Lazy Boredom has not been implementing it. And here we go. Tournament point. Noah the Prodigy.
Potential answer indeed. Maybe we're a little too scared. I mean, it does cost a good chunk of meter as well. Try perfect pairing, but with the 2 on the cross-up. Good break on the throw.
Stops the charge knuckle. Noah the Prodigy jumps back, jumps forward again, waiting for some sort of button. The long buttons of Luke gets tagged by the Gladius, but there's the perfect parry.
Try to go as much corner carry as possible here. Yes, sir. All the way into the corner. Overhead 2. Is this going to be it? We have level 3. We're going to have to go for the max damage round here.
I don't think so. Marissa's a big, heavy character with a healthy amount of life. That extra 500 health points is going to come in handy. Lazy Boredom is still alive, but for how long?
Overhead again on the Oki to close it out. Didn't realize that he's gonna do it again. He took a real big gamble off of that one and does so successfully. Noah the Prodigy taking it home 3-2 on Breakout week 30 here.
Oh,
Man.
Lazy Boredom was so close. Game 5 situation in both sets. I know you, Ramen. You would have went crazy. You would have went crazy if we saw a tournament reset.
I mean, of course, this is Lazy Boredom's Marissa. Like, you don't see this too often, especially in a grand final scenario here against a really high level player such as Noah, right? So, overall, man,
this was a great surprise. You really, because that's the thing about Noah the Prodigy. When and Luke, when you whiff the level 3 off of a jump, you are so far away from your opponent that you're pretty much safe. But the front kick really sealed the deal and started the climb of Lazy Boredom.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing so well in those first 3-4 games. Honestly, he was making a lot of really good calls and just had a really good time capitalizing on all the mistakes that Noah was showing. But it seemed like just on the final game, once again, we were talking about it this entire time when they're playing. The early jump heavy punch was doing a lot. We have a couple options to deal with it. We have Perfect Pair. We have Gladius potentially to deal with it as well. But he was just too scared of going for, or maybe not too scared, but just a little bit of choice overload with what he might think he was going to do. And so because of that, he was just afraid of throwing something out perhaps that was going to be too late in the moment. And so it didn't end up doing anything. It went back to his roots of trying to go for an air-to-air. But that's exactly what that counters at the end of the day. So it was just unfortunate to see just at the very end there that start to seep right back in and Noah just taking a full course there at the end.
Yeah, great job. So look at this. Noah the Prodigy pretty much was having an easy day of the office until Lazy Boredom.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's no surprise. We understood that this was more than likely going to be the closest sets that we're going to consistently see between these two players. These are really two high-level players, very well known in the community, of course, for the respective characters as well. So really good showcasing overall. Shout out to everybody, honestly, for showing up and just having a good time. Shout out to Noah for obviously joining Breakout this time around too. It's not often you see really high level profile players joining Breakout, for especially on the Street Fighter side of things. That's also just because we recently brought it back, so maybe we're starting to ramp it up. Hopefully it gets bigger from here. Shout out to Noah. I know he's in chat. We appreciate you showing out and having a good time overall, man.
Yeah, thank you very much, Noah the Prodigy, for gracing us with that phenomenal Luke play, and also want to thank everybody here for watching Breakout. But let's go ahead and look at that leaderboard. Tell us what you see.
I mean, of course, we have all the usual suspects that we are on the leaderboard, of course. But Noah the Prodigy, we should see one title at least be updated here. But we have so many people that have won and gotten a title off of their, maybe their one-time showing up, right? So it just shows once again how diverse Breakout is with Street Fighter when it comes to not only the character diversity but the player diversity. Who decides to show up randomly on any given Friday, just show up and play and have a good time and just maybe get some cash on the side as well. It's just a good time overall.
I absolutely agree. Well, and look at that. Cammy is still in first place, but thanks to Ramune, Terry is climbing up as well as Marisa.
Yeah, it was surprising to see just how dominant Cammy is here at Breakout, considering we barely saw Cammy's throughout this entire tournament run this time around too. So the fact that she still maintains the #1 pick character here stands the testament to showing how much people really like to show up with this Cammy.
It is. And so Kimberly rounding out, then Luke, thank you, the Prodigy, and Iron, and finally Yasmin, Zangief, Eve, Honda, and Elena. So hey, look at that. Look at that diversity. You said it before, and we'll say it again. The diversity in Breakout is commendable.
Absolutely. It's always a good time when showing up for Street Fighter because of that too. So really good stuff overall. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys are watching. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I know me and Cap No Fun were popping off, having a good time as always. But that's going to be it for us, unless you want to have something to say yourself.
No, I definitely want to thank everybody out here. We had a star-studded breakout, and not only in terms of Noah the Prodigy and the fighters, but also managing to have at least almost 79 people in stream, which is a really good number, especially for a Friday. I want to thank you, everyone here. So please, if you can, give the stream a follow because we got games all around, and we have to talk about XFS in Austin, Texas, over in October. That's going to be a huge tournament. Literally every single fighting game under the sun is going to be played there, going to be played at a high level, and many of your favorite breakout people will be involved in this tournament. What about you?
It'll be very exciting. Now that you mentioned October for big tournaments, we also have our own big tournament over here on the Midwest side in Chicagoland. Roundhouse 2026 is coming up on October 9 to 11 as well. So if you can't make it, if you're too far away from Austin or you're near Illinois area, maybe show up for that one as well. A lot of other breakout members are going to be there for that. A lot of our local members are going to be showing up for that as well. And we have also, on our side, a lot of the fighting games as well. So it's going to be a good time in October here for tournaments, for sure.
All right, Ramen, where are you? Where people can find you?
You can find me, as shown here, at Ramen Hoodlum. It's the same exact thing, so it's going to be nice and simple. Obviously, you can follow Captain NoFun_G as well on his socials as well. Very fun time commentating with you, man. I love the energy. I'm loving the presence you're gracing me here. It's definitely a good time, and it's always been a fun time. So hopefully we get to see each other more often from now. Hopefully I get to see you guys more for a Street Fighter as well. But with that, we're gonna head out. It's been a good time. Stay tuned. Always join up for next year and next week if you want as well. But with that, we're gonna be heading out. See you soon.
See you next time.
I love when the good news coming in on a day-to-day. Already know what's happening, I don't gotta shake the hay. Big moves, big stepper in the right direction. The trip continues, every W's a psychedelic. Journey over accolades, divvy up the accolades and tell them boys to have a day. Give and take, and I love to give. Give and take, and I love to see the bros hitting milestones. Gone, get your shine on, brighter than an iPhone screen. Anybody trying to take a piece of pie home, try some, shape a stick or drop them like a pine cone. Conversations about the goals and the goal that I'm sitting on. All I hear is low balling digits if I listen to them. No need to counter if it's disrespect. Swam with sharks on how to bite my way out fishing nets. Yeah, I see the light at the end of the juice, got me swinging for the fence. Always look the light through a different lens. Sevens every time I put that lever. I love when the good news coming in on a day-to-day. Already know what's happening, I don't gotta shake the hay. Big moves, big stepper in the right direction. The trip continues, every W's a psychedelic. Journey over accolades, divvy up the accolades and tell them boys to have a day. Give and take, and I love to give. Give and take, and I love to. No time, gotta go. Left out and me my song. Yeah, you know I keep you quiet like a sleep mode. You can keep on, but I got it now. I found my ground.
Danny still not able to close it out.
My God. Issei has a Hail Mary.
Holy cow! They did it! Oh my God! King Ray Jr., you can't be doing this. Actually, oh my God! He's not dead.
Okay.
Are you thinking about building your own fight stick? Then go for it. It's a perfect way to dive into electronics, design, and hands-on creativity. Pick an enclosure, for the dub plate, or the mini dub. Now DIY builds means full control, easy upgrades, and your own personal style. Join an amazing community of makers, artists, and gamers, and be the builder of your crew.
Whoa, giant to a maggot, big boss status. Ain't gon' lie, I really wish they would like a cabin. I ain't do no front and get my money on the back end. Yesterday's price ain't today, now we taxing. Way out the fear, ain't no way out for me. They always told me I'm the wave, like I'm way out. And see, I know some real ones turn state, ain't no way I could be. Out here living like a villain, only way up for me. Moving out the purges, I give time if it was worth it. If you coming from my fam, then you know I take it personal. Say that you the GOAT, I asked around, I never heard of you. Rocky road ahead, and there's some things I had to hurdle through. Pick a side, pick your poison. Pick a side, pick your poison. Pick a side, pick your poison. Ain't no picking on me, y'all about to get me going. Yeah, pick a side, pick your poison. Pick a side, pick your poison. Pick a side, pick your poison. Ain't no picking on me, y'all about to get me going. Yeah, windows down so all the haters see me. Back then they didn't want me, now they wanna beat me. Keep the grass cut low, cause them snakes still sleazy. Always knew I had to glow, I just had to find a reason. Walking around looking like I own the place. I don't waste no food, man, I always finish off the plate. Ain't contemplate trenches, baby, can't believe we made it safe. Something out of nothing, yeah, we made a way. So hungry, think I overate. Every single shot, then I'm thinking John Wick. Every loss got a lesson, every make got a miss. I can't even think